Alright, let's hope that I clicked the right button. I think so. I started 1 minute early, so there we go. How's it going, everybody? I think we're live, actually. Let me make sure we're all good first. Excellent connection. That's great. How's it going, everybody? Alright, there you go. You probably just heard me twice asking how's it going. But yeah, we're here with the live stream, and my Discord keeps freaking me out. If it gets, it's okay. There we go. We're good. Okay. Yeah. But we're here. We just cracked 2,000 subscribers, which is insane. When I started this, I never really thought that we'd make it that far. If I were just gonna stick around 100, like I would have been happy with 100 or even 50. Like 20 would have been great too. But we somehow made it this far. So it really means a lot. All of the people that helped us along the way, all the brilliant voice actors and writers and all of that, editors, everything, been amazing part of this journey. It's been a very fun journey. Yeah, I wouldn't change a thing. It's been so great. Um, and all of you there too. I'm always very grateful for everybody that's been there for us. All of the lovely comments we get. I just got a funny comment. Uh, so somebody was wondering. So the end of Avengers, the first Avengers, ends on a cliffhanger. Spoiler alert. And the other person's like, "Wow, where's the next part? Oh my, which one is it?" And it types in all caps, like, "Where's the continuation?" And everything. They're like, they wanted to see it. So I'm very, very honored that they enjoyed it that much. They wanted to see the continuation, um, and everything. So that's that was very nice. Um, yes, if you happen to be watching, thank you for that message. It really, really made my day. Um, and yeah. So yeah, thank you for everybody who've been there. All the you people, all of you amazing, wonderful people that have been there and have made this journey even more fun. I think that one of my favorite things about this is not just like being able to make all these, like, it's really fun making these projects. Of course, I wouldn't do this if it wasn't fun, because I we don't get anything out of this, do we? We get to have fun. That's what we get out of it. And yeah, I should actually. Sorry, 1 second. I should actually post this, and I always forget to post this in the chat, so people know that we're. I tell them that we're live streaming. I never actually like post the link to the live stream, um, let me do that real quick. Okay, that would be helpful. Okay, here we go. Where's the updates? Okay, here we go. Well, bam. All right, there we go. We're live. Now we're officially live. This is when the real live stream starts. But anyways, yeah. So one of my favorite things about this is that we just have to, like, we have like such a really awesome community. Like our server chats are so fun, and I love just interacting with people. Especially, like, just we all have passion for Marvel and everything, and DC and all of that. So it's really just great interacting with very passionate people, people that share the same interests and everything like that, and people that are willing to work on this because they're so passionate about it. So it's really it's really amazing. So I'm very, very grateful and appreciative of that. I did mention a while ago about this idea of making a like a sort of like a public live stream. This is a public live stream right here. Making a public server. I would like to do that one day. To just throw it out there for all of you to join and everything like that. I think it'd be really cool. If any of you want to join and interact and talk about, all sorts of things, whether it be related to the channel, I can give you guys some sneak peeks and stuff like that. It's upcoming stuff, or just Marvel and DC, Star Wars, anything, Star Trek, whatever you want. I think it'd be really great. So I might have to try to set that up this year. I think that would be really fun. Um, we'll see about that. I'll let you all know if I get that up this year or not. I was gonna do it last year, or either last year or the year before. Still haven't done it just yet, but one of these days we're gonna hopefully get out a public server. I might even like put it up to a vote too. Um, so yeah, to see if like people would be like interested in that, if it's like worth the effort to like make that or not. So those public votes, by the way, everybody that's voted on those, thank you so much. Very helpful. We did it for I think we did it for the Moon Knight thumbnail, which I was like, oh, I hope this one wins. It won. So thank you. Thank you for choosing my favorite. We did it for the Avengers thumbnail as well. So that's such a nice feature. Like, freaking, we didn't, when I started YouTube, it was like 2012, man. It was like 12 years ago. And we didn't have all these new fancy pants features. We had like this thing to like we kind of had community posts. Like this thing you could like post on your like channel or whatever. It was cool, but then they removed it and I kind of forgot about it until I just started talking about it, but it was pretty cool. But we didn't have all these fancy pants community post features, so now we do, so it's great. I think it's locked behind 500 subscribers, which is great. It used to be locked up behind 1,000, but haha, it doesn't matter because we got 2,000, which is really amazing. So thank you. But yeah, that's such a great feature. I really love that. So yeah, yeah, yeah. Such a great time just being on YouTube. YouTube may have its faults and stuff like that, but there's no other place really to do stuff, honestly. So, like TikTok is cool and everything like that. But you think anybody's gonna like on TikTok is gonna listen to like an hour long audio drama? No way. How am I have to bust it up into like 5 million? Like, what's the limit on TikTok? It's like what 66 minutes or something like that. You know, freaking move through like how many is that? Like 10 parts or whatever, just to listen to the audio dramas. No, no. So this is where we are. This is where we're staying. People keep asking me about um, Spotify and stuff like that. We do have Spider-Man will continue being uploaded on Spotify. The thing is, what happens when you upload on copyrighted music onto Spotify? On YouTube, it's very clear what happens, and you can get away with it. But on Spotify, though, I don't know if we can get away with it. So I've been a little hesitant because Spider-Man is a particular is an exception because it doesn't have any copyrighted music. So yeah. Anyways, though. Um, so yeah, it's always yeah. So we'll see about that. Maybe that's something I also add to the list to do this year. We've got the start the public server, and also maybe try Spotify. I mean, it is an audio drama, right? So it makes sense to have it on an audio platform, right? I don't listen. Like for me, I guess the thing with YouTube is that with these audio dramas, like you don't have to watch the screen; it's just the one image, except for the credits, of course. Um, Also, the problem is, even though the audio dramas are made, our audio dramas, we do have visuals. So, like Captain America has German, Black Widow has Russian, so you wouldn't be able to understand those splits. And also, of course, we'd have to like add in some verbal credits too, because all of our credits are text based. So, yeah, there's a few problems, a few hoops we'd have to jump through um, to get to audio only stuff, because our stuff is mostly audio only. There's a few problems, but yeah. So we'll have to see what happens with that. But yeah, it's something I think about though. So all of you people asking for Spotify, perhaps one day we'll see. All the other streaming services, whatever else there is, there's this great service. It's called Podbean, and if you use that, it like links up to like all these different audio or not audio dramas, all these different like streaming services for audio. So it's perfect. I love it. And yeah, that's what we use for the podcast and everything. So speaking of podcasts, I gotta see. No word yet. Okay, ask somebody about something that we're talking about revealing very soon. So we'll see what happens with that. Anyways, though, yeah. So I've been trying to read some classic Marvel comics recently, and everything, and yeah, trying to reread some stuff. Like there's some things that I've read in the past and everything like that. But yeah, wait, what did I say? This is stuff that I've read. Yeah, stuff that if I said stuff that I wrote, stuff that I've read in the past. Like I've read like there's probably like an embarrassing amount of like classic comics that I have not read that I probably like how could you be in charge of this channel when you haven't read this comic, you know. But yeah, there's definitely some classic ones. I finally read the Winter Soldier comic, which is amazing, by the way. If you've never read it before, highly recommend it. It's fantastic. I think I've mentioned this before. There's a problem though. It gets intersected by Civil War. So if you don't know what happens in Civil War, well, you're in for a surprise because it's a Captain America run. And yeah, but I've only read up to Civil War. I've read I think like issues 1 through 21, 22. I think Civil War comes in 2022. There's like a little prelude for Civil War. And yeah, I don't know. I don't know how I feel about Civil War. I haven't read it in a while. I read it when I was younger. I thought it was pretty cool. I'm not super big on big events, honestly. I think big events are cool, but I'd rather just focus on like the smaller stuff personally. But that doesn't mean we're not gonna do big events. Of course, we gotta do big events. But you know, it's yeah, just one of those things that I don't think just for me isn't as interesting as far as comics go. Like if you hand me two comics, you hand me one comics like this is a big massive event, and you hand me this one that's like a little more like grounded and everything like that and focused on like one primary character or something like that or a few characters, I'd be like, I'm gonna take that smaller one, please. That's just who I am because I like that. Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, but there's like some big events that I would like to read and everything like that. Some things that I haven't read in such a long time. Um, the main things I might want to reread Civil War and Secret Invasion. Secret Invasion actually started when I started getting into comics, so I didn't actually really know what Secret Invasion was, but I'd seen it. I was like, oh, what's this? I got like this Black Panther Secret Invasion thing, I think. I'm pretty sure it's Black Panther. I didn't know what I just like, oh, Black Panther, that guy's cool. I want to read that. That's basically how I was as a kid. I didn't really like understand like continuity or anything like that. I just like wanted to read a comic because I liked the character. So that's why I read a lot of different comics and didn't fully understand what was going on. But I was like, this is cool, yay, Captain America. So that was fun. And yeah, so that that happened. Um, yeah, and it's funny. Like there's like I was talking about the uh oh well, let me not spoil anything, even though this is like 20 years old now. Um and yeah, so anyways, yeah, so like so there's a point in comics where Bucky becomes Captain America. I don't know how long it lasted. It lasted quite a while actually. I think like over 50 issues. And of course he's been like Captain America since then too. But I was looking for my old comic collection. I have like a bunch of random comics. So many old comics. And not like super old, like, oh, I got this like 1930s comic. No, these like, you know, like early thousands comics and everything like that in these boxes. And so I was looking through, I was like, oh, I haven't looked for these in a while. There's like some things I forgot about. There's like this series called Deadpool Back in Black from, I want to say 2016, 2018, around that time, I believe. Um, it looks alright. I kind of peeked through it. It's like, okay, it's like if Deadpool got the symbiote instead of Eddie or whatever. So, or I forget if it's like if Deadpool gets it instead of Eddie or if Deadpool gets it instead of Peter. But it's okay. It's fine. I wasn't super interested in it. I was looking for, I was like, all right, cool. It's a cool concept. I like it. I mean, like, have we seen like a symbiote Deadpool before? And I don't know if we have. That might have been the first time, but so that was cool. But I was looking for there's like some random comics I forgot about. So like one of my favorite comic series is the Warren Ellis Moon Knight comics, and you know Warren Ellis isn't the most favorable person when it comes to reputation, but he is a great writer. I'll give him that. He wrote this comic called I think it's called Ruin, and it's kind of like like Marvels if you ever have read that before. Not the Marvels, the movie, but it's a comic from the 90s that Alex Ross did the artwork for, and I forgot who the name of the person who wrote it, but a brilliant comic writer and did a great job with it. But anyways, though, yeah. So, yeah, Warren Ellis wrote like a sort of like one-off, like what if everybody that got superpowers instead of getting superpowers just got a horrible disease. So it's terrifying, honestly. It's really brutal comic, but he wrote that. He wrote the Extremis run for Iron Man back in the day. When was that? Was that 2004 or something like that? I don't know. Or like 2008. I forget which run that was, but one of those ones. Anyways, though, yeah, so Warren Ellis wrote a Moon Knight comic. It's only 6 issues long. It's amazing. One of my favorite comics. And I forgot that there's a follow-up to that. I don't remember who wrote the follow-up. It might have been Dunn, maybe, who wrote... I forget if it's Dunn. There's somebody else, too, but I forgot who it was. Dunn did one of the follow-ups, and Dunn... if you're familiar with the Venomverse stuff, I believe Dunn is like one of the had people doing that. I haven't read the Venomverse, if I have no idea what's going on, but it's fine. Um, but anyways, so there was a follow-up series which was issues 7 through 12, and then there was another follow-up series which was issues 13 through 17 or something like that. I forgot those existed. I was like, what is this? What do you mean? Like, is there the Warren Ellis number 15? What are you talking about? So that was a surprise. But anyways, to go back to my point of all these tangents, um I found this like Bucky Captain America comic, and I totally did not realize that that was Bucky when I read it. I was like, I don't know, freaking 8 maybe or something, 7, probably 8 or 9 or something. So I had no idea that that was that was Bucky. I just thought it was like Steve. It's like, oh hey, it's Steve, awesome, I love this guy. And I read it, and I totally just didn't click that that was Bucky. You can tell it's Bucky because he has the Bucky cap suit on. So I was like, wow, I really was not paying attention at all. So that was kind of funny. To see that happen. Like sometimes, like, I just like really interested in a character, and I just read that character and I don't really care what's going on. I kind of do that now. Like honestly, like sometimes there's like certain characters I just want to read their comics. I'm like, I don't care what's going on. I just want to read this comic and everything like that. The most helpful comics are the ones that have like those little like, oh, this happened and whatever. But those can be helpful, but sometimes it's like, but I don't have access to that. What are you talking about? What am I supposed to do with that? But yeah. Anyways, uh, yeah. So those, it's like when you have Marvel Unlimited, that's helpful. I'm sure you can just like go back. Like I'm pretty sure one of the Daredevil comics I was reading recently, it's like, oh yeah, this happened in the '60s. Like, all right, that's cool. It's cool they're able to like still dig up stuff like that. They're like, oh, after all these years, like we still make references to this thing that happened, and sometimes like the smallest thing too. One of the coolest things that I've seen recently, in Jed McKay's Moon Knight series, which just ended by the way, last month. There's like a reference to Hawkeye Freefall in there, which is a I love Hawkeye Freefall, and apparently Jed McKay does too. I listened to him in an interview with him, and he was talking about it. I was like, yeah, man, that was a cool book. He threw in the reference and everything like that, so that was cool. Um, so Hawkeye Freefall is great. Yeah, I recommend it if you haven't read it. It's not my favorite Hawkeye. I think it's like maybe fourth, possibly. I don't know. Obviously, my favorite is the Matt Fraction, David Aha, or David Aha. Run. There's other multiple writers too. It's not just David, but I think her name is Annie Wu or something like that. There's also a person named Javier. I don't remember all the artists off the top of my head, sadly. But yeah, I just reread that actually. Fantastic. Probably my favorite comic. Honestly, it's amazing. Um, I like the Spider-Man. I like the original Spider-Man run, which is amazing too, with Stan Lee and Steve Ditko, and the John Romita Senior stuff is great too, of course. But I think Hawkeye might take the cake. Honestly, it's just so good. Um, but anyways, though, yeah. Then after that, I'd say I don't know. I haven't read. There's like a Jeff Lemire run. If you're not familiar with Jeff Lemire, he did a pretty popular Moon Knight comic. He's done some other stuff too, of course. Not anything that I can remember off the top of my head. I'm sorry, Jeff. But um, he did a pretty popular Moon Knight comic, which also was the inspiration for, if you've seen the Moon Knight series Asylum, that episode was definitely a key inspiration. Was from the Jeff Lemire run. He did a Hawkeye comic that ran for like 5 issues, I think. It was pretty good. I don't really remember too much about it, but I think it was meant to be a follow up to the Matt Fraction run. I'm not entirely sure, but I could be mistaken about that. I'm not sure. Anyways, though, yeah. So that was pretty good. I recently read the Kelly Thompson, Kate Bishop run. That is amazing. That's so good. If you like Hawkeye, that's some good stuff. That's probably a fair second. I wouldn't say it's like super close. So like, oh, these, like I can't choose between the two. Like obviously it's Fraction, but Kelly Thompson's Hawkeye is great. It also rolls into the West Coast Avengers too, which I've not read yet, but I'd love to read that sometime. I think it's only lasted for 10 issues, sadly, so didn't last very long, but it was cool as a continuation. And Kelly Thompson has also written some other great stuff too. Like she wrote recently a I think her Captain Marvel run yeah, ended fairly recently, so that was cool, like a year or two ago or something like that. Probably a few. I don't know when it ended, but I think it was 2022 or something. But I've never read it, but it looks cool. But anyways, I hope you guys don't mind. I'm actually gonna take a small break real quick, so pardon me. Okay, sorry about that. That was very sudden. Sorry. Anyways, so of course the views rise when I'm gone. I just saw that the view count just rose there for a second. Anyways, um, as I was saying, yeah, um, yeah, sorry. So Hawkeye is great. There's some great comics here. There's like this mini series that came out in the 80s that's pretty fine. Um, I don't know what it's called actually. It might just be called Hawkeye. I'm not sure. But yeah, it's pretty okay. I read it. It's 5 issues. It's fine. Uh, I wasn't too big on it honestly, but it was okay. I think the characterization for Hawkeye was pretty good. But if any of you have read that, by the way, I would love to hear that. But yeah, I didn't know it existed honestly. There's this new line of collected issues. I think it's called the Epic Collection or something like that. I forget what it's called, but I've seen them before. It's really cool. They're like these big collections, and they're a little pricey. They used to have these Masterworks collections. Have you ever seen those before? I have a few of those. I have two Amazing Spider-Man, and I have one Iron Man. It's like these classic comics. Like it's the Iron Man one that I have is like the first Iron Man issues, which is cool. Like the Tales to Astonish stuff and everything. Was it Tales to Astonish or was it Tales of I don't know. Yeah, whatever. You know what I'm talking about. Yeah. Um, yeah. So the Master Collections, those were cool. I think they're like phasing those out or something. I'm not sure, but they have these new collections which are really cool, and I think they're called Epic Collections, and whew, they have a lot of them. So many characters like. Not so much like the smaller characters, but a lot of the larger characters, like the Avengers, is not a character but a group. I think they do have Daredevil. I think they have some Moon Knight ones. I'm not sure. I'm pretty sure they do. Yeah. Spider Man, Hulk, Iron Man. Thor, all of that stuff. Those are really cool. And yeah, they actually have a few for Hawkeye. I'm not sure what's actually in those Hawkeye ones. I'd love to. I just gotta look that up later. I'm sure the miniseries is probably in there. I'm not too sure, but yeah, I'm pretty sure it's from the 80s, like 87 or something like that. It's probably my least favorite Hawkeye. There's actually another miniseries from like the 90s. I'm pretty sure too. Haven't read that, but I may as well just read all the Hawkeyes. Honestly, there's not a lot of Hawkeye series, which is not hard to believe because he's not a very popular character. But I'd say he's more popular than some characters. But yeah, he's cool. I love Hawkeye. Both of the Hawkeyes, Kate and Clint. I don't think there's ever been any other Hawkeyes. I think it's just been them. Um, but yeah, Hawkeye is great. As you can see by the fact that we already have two Hawkeye audio dramas. One that I did not write, but one I did write. So there you go. So yeah, that's fun. Uh, so yeah, those master collections are pretty cool. They not only like collect like the main arcs, but they pretty much like collect the entire continuity. I'm pretty sure, which is cool. Like for instance, the Craven's Last Hunt one. Um, it collects. I think it also has like Spider-Man versus Wolverine too, because I think that takes place before that. So that's really cool. Like just having all of that there is really helpful if you want to read like the entire continuity. I'm sure you could do that in Marvel Limited too. But, it's cool having the collection. I don't have any Epic collections. I might try to get one eventually, but yeah. Anyways, just sort of talking about random stuff now as I wait for hopefully somebody to join me. If not, then it would just be fun, just us. Then like we'll fun chat. Like a fireside chat with freaking FDR, but this time it's with me. I'm not a president though. But anyways though, yeah. So I want to reread some classic runs. It's been so long since I've read Secret Wars, the original Secret Wars, not the Jonathan Hickman one from 2015, 2014, 2015, something like that. I think it's 2015. But I did reread that recently, which was fun. That's a good one. So I'm excited for the movie. And I'm sure the movie will probably be based off of the new one, the multiversal one, and not the not the classic Battle World one, which is cool. They're actually doing reprints of that, by the way. If you want to get any, like, if you want to like collect reprints, I guess they are doing that, which is cool. Um, I do have a few like reprinted editions, like facsimiles, which are fun. It's sort of like a recreation of a classic comic. I have like the original Hulk facsimile, which is cool. The first, like, the gray one and everything like that's cool. I actually do have a giant size X-Men or whatever. I actually just found out like a character that I can't talk too much about. actually got their introduction in that comic. So I probably shouldn't have said that, right? But I said it. So there we go. I was like, wait, are you telling me this character got introduced in giant size X-Men? It's like this like big like giant X-Men. It's a giant size comic of X-Men. I mean, the title was pretty self-explanatory, right? But I think it was like from the 70s, like 78 or something like that. This isn't off the top of my head. I just read the article like an hour ago. So, but anyways, it was either the 78 or 75. I don't remember. I've never read it. I have it, but I've never read it. What else do I have? I think I have like one other like facsimile. I think I have like no. I have the Frank Miller, the first issue of like the Wolverine miniseries or whatever. I think. I don't. Is that in my room still? I don't think it is. No, I think I may have put that away. But you've probably seen the classic image of like Wolverine with his claws out. He's like, yeah, all right, come get some and everything. So yeah, those facsimiles are really cool. It like gives you the chance to buy and own these classic comics that are pretty expensive now, probably. So I don't remember if Joe Valiant Shadow said that he was. No, I don't think he said he has the. I don't think he. No, I don't think. I think I'm probably misremembering. I thought something we talked about something about the Wolverine miniseries or whatever from Frank Miller. I don't think he has it actually, but I could be wrong. Maybe I'm I'm putting words in his mouth or anything. But anyways, though, yeah. So those are cool. Yeah, Secret Wars. They used to make these action figure collections where they had the comic inside with the action figures. Really cool. They did this for Star Wars too. I used to have like a few Dark Horse comics with Star Wars comics in there, or what I used to have a few action figures with Dark Horse comics baked in there. So it was really cool. And yeah, they did that for. They had like a whole collection of all of the Secret Wars comics. That's how I like first got introduced to them. I saw the Spider-Man episode in Spider-Man the Animated Series. Like, this is so cool. I didn't realize that was like Secret Wars at the time. So that was my first introduction, really. But then I got like the action figures of the comics. Like, oh, this is awesome. And I was reading them. I was like, this is so cool. So I haven't read them since then. So I should read it. I do have the loose comics still, but I'll have to get like a volume or something so I can have them all a trade paper comic or whatever. Yeah. Anyways, though, yeah. So I'd love to reread that. Thinking about rereading Civil War. I wouldn't actually mind like getting all. I've never read all of Civil War. I've read the main Civil War stuff, but I've never read the tie-in stuff. So I always like every time that I go to my secondhand store, I like to look at the comics, the trade paper stuff. For those of you who don't know what a trade paper is, I actually just learned this, but I learned this late last year. Those like volumes that have like multiple issues in them, those are trade paper. Then the omnibus is like the entire run or like a part of the entire run or whatever. So that's cool. All collected for your convenience. But I used to just call them volumes, which I guess is still right, but they're technically trade paper. If you want to be all official and stuff like that. But anyways, though, yeah. So every time I go to my secondhand store, I like looking at the comic section just to see what's up. They have some great deals. Like I got like Watchmen for like $9. I mean, come on, that's great, right? That's cool. I don't know how much it is like full price on unused. It's like the sticker is blocking where it would be on this, but anyways, in great condition too. It's not like it's all beaten up. There's like a few bullet holes in it. No, it's fine. It's okay. But anyways, though, yeah. So I've gotten a few comments like that actually. I just got like this comment that we're gonna be doing for something that I can't talk about yet until I get the confirmation and I can talk about it. Yeah, I found it. It's funny because like something that we're doing involves a comic in a series, and it just so happened that was the only comic they had in that series. I was like, what are the odds? That's so cool. So I got lucky. Anyways, though, yeah, every time I go there, I always see like so many Civil War stuff. I see freaking Captain America Civil War, Iron Man Civil War. I think there's like a Wolverine Civil War. It's like, oh, so maybe one day I'll just like go, all right, I'll read all of these and just buy them right away. I don't know. I'll think about it. But it's kind of cool just like seeing that as well, like seeing that collection of like Civil War. Even though I'm not that interested in Civil War, honestly, I think Civil War is cool and I like the comic, but it's fine, it's good. But I'm not that interested. Civil War 2, however, keep that away from me, please. No, it's a comic. It's a comic. Leave it at that. And the problem is, one of the runs that I'm reading right now happens to take place during Civil War 2, so I have to eventually get to that point. So I'm looking forward to that one. It's gonna be great. I can't wait. Uh, so that's fun. That's fun. It's fine. It's fine. It's okay. It's not. It's. Let's move on. Let's move past from Civil War Part, Civil War Two. We don't need to talk about that. Anyways, though, yeah. So, what other classic comics? I have read Infinity Gauntlet once. I don't really remember it too well. So I remember, I think like Spider-Man gets like smashed by like a freaking like asteroid or something. Like doesn't he like get like obliterated or something like that in the comic? I don't remember it too much. I remember that. I feel like I remember that frame pretty well though. Let's take a look at. Let's take a real quick look at Spider-Man getting smashed by an asteroid. Let's see. Spider-Man death. Spider-Man Death of Jean the Wolf. That's probably not it. Spider-Man Death and Destiny. What's this? Okay. Spider-Man Death No Way Home. Spider-Man dies No Way Home. Oh, that's crazy, man. I didn't know that. Okay. Anyways, Death Without Warning. There's a bunch of random freaking things in here. Infinity War. No, not the. Not that. We're talking about the comic here, guys. Infinity Gauntlet. Spider-Man Death. Let's see. 2 Spider-Man. Heroes that died in Infinity Gauntlet. Aha. Exactly. He beats him to death with a rock. Exactly. I know what I'm talking about. He gets just obliterated. You imagine just reading that like, oh wow, Spider-Man just died. Aha. What did that feel like reading that back in the day? Like, oh yeah, by the way, Spider-Man's dead now. You're welcome. I keep on getting these emails from this freaking PDF filler. I don't need that. Sarah from PDF filler. There's no way that's a real person. That's a robot. You can't tell me. Sir, I'm not that interesting. Stop emailing me. And Spider-Man just getting beaten to death by a rock. That's what we're here for, I guess. All right, Joe, are you taking notes, Joe? Spider-Man, does that happen at the end of season 1 finale? Spider-Man gets beaten to death with a rock. Anyways, though, yeah, I need to reread that. I want to reread. I don't know if I actually ever read all of Days of Future Past. I have Days of Future Past digitally, but I don't know if I actually read it. I mean, I don't really read a lot of X-Men, to be honest, so I think it'd be great to read more X-Men. I need our X-Men expert Victor to help me out with that. Honestly, Victor, be my guiding lights through the X-Men canon. So there's so many X-Men comics these days, which is great. How do people that follow X-Men keep up with that? Like it's insane. You've got X-Men Blue, you've got X-Men Red, you've got Fall of X, you've got Rise of X, I think. You've got Alpha Flight, which I actually read, which is great. 5 issues though. I was like, oh, it's only 5 issues. You can keep it going, but no, they didn't keep it going. So that's okay. Fall. Miss Marvel is an X-Men now. That's cool. She's a mutant or whatever. What else we got? There's like a Jean Grey miniseries, which looks cool. I want to read that too. I don't know, freaking. There's like a million freaking X-Men comics. It's great. I love it. I can't keep track of them, man. My brain can't handle all that X-Men. So I'd love to like read some more X-Men. Somebody that I work for said something about what was it? X-Men. It was like Grand something. Oh, hey Iron Man, how's it going? Thank you so much for the comment. Yes, I can't believe it. Like it's crazy that we actually made it to freaking 2000s. Like what is that? That's crazy. I don't know how that happened. Just like that, right? It's insane. There's like this like X-Men, like the cover is like the the evolution chart of like an ape becoming a human and whatever, and then like it's and then you see like Cyclops on the end of that little chain, the evolution chain. I think it's like Grand. It's Grand something. I don't remember what it was, but I heard that was really good. Like my person I work for / friend. So it's like, hey, this is like we're talking about X-Men. It's like, hey, this one. I don't really read a lot of X-Men either, but this one was really good. That's like the one X-Men comic that I recommend. It's like, okay, the one X-Men comic you recommend, he doesn't like any of the other ones. But that one really tickled his fancy. He's also reading was it Jonathan Hickman? I think did thank you. Yes, thank you, Iron Bet. That's amazing. Grand Design. Yeah, I've heard that one is really good. I can't believe I forgot about that. Yeah, you're right on the money there. Grand Design. Yeah. That looks really good. I gotta read that sometime. I have like this like big collection of classic X-Men comics, but I don't think I've ever actually read that. It's cool. I also have Ultimate X-Men, which I also have not ever read before. But yeah, I just have a collection of X-Men stuff that I've never read before. That's basically all that I have. No. But I have like I'm not sure if Christopher Yost, if that name rings a bell. He was like he's like one of the big people that did Earth's Mightiest Heroes. He also wrote for Zark World, but he also wrote for Ragnarok. So there you go. He wasn't the only writer for either of those, but Christopher Yost, he also does comics too. I think he did some Spider-Man stuff, and he also mostly does X-Men stuff, I believe. I have some of his stuff as well, but I've never actually read that either. So I'm sorry, Christopher Yost, to put you down. Um, yeah. Do you have any favorite X-Men comics, Iron Bet? Any ones that tickle your fancy as well? Any ones that you would recommend? Because I am I'm pretty depleted on X-Men. I have like no X-Men stuff that I've read really. I've read a few things, but I haven't read like that much X-Men. So I'm behind. It's funny too because I was a big X-Men as a kid. I watched the movies. I saw Last Stand in theaters, which was very interesting. I watched X-Men Evolution, which is amazing. One of the best X-Men series out there. I watched the '90s series, also one of the best. Um, Wolverine and the X-Men or whatever that one was called, fantastic. So I was a big X-Men fan, but I just didn't read the comics sadly. So I've got to remedy that. I've got to like look through like the most iconic. I know like what's that one? So it's something about God, like man. Let's see, giant size X-Men. Oh, that sounds really cool, man. Yeah, that's I gotta look into that. Yeah. I actually do have like a giant size X-Men like issue because there's like I think it was like in the '70s, I believe. There's like this like giant. It's kind of like an annual, I guess. I'm not sure if it was like a commemoration of like how many ever X-Men comics or whatever. But yeah. So that was really cool. But I think I've actually seen that before. Yeah, like some sort of like giant size with like a bunch of like issues and stuff. That sounds amazing. Um, there's just like so many like really cool characters in X-Men. Like X-Men is honestly can just be like its universe of its own, which is I guess is what's what they did before. But there's like there's a lot of characters. Like it could just function on its own. X-Men to me almost feels like Pokemon, which sounds kind of weird. But like you've got like the mainline Nintendo stuff, but then you have Pokemon, which is part of Nintendo, but it's also its own thing too with the Pokemon company. So it's kind of like that to me, I guess. Like you have like the mainline Marvel stuff, and you have X-Men, which is also part of the mainline stuff, but it's like its own thing too. Like I said a second ago, there's like a million X-Men comics running right now. So it's great though. I love it. It's cool that there's so much X-Men content to enjoy. So that's always very fun. So yeah, X-Men, fantastic. Will we do X-Men one day? Maybe we'll have to see. We'll have to see. We do have Weapon X so far, so that might be a sign of things to come. Maybe who's to say? Something really cool happened. So there's like this person that I follow. Um, I don't remember his name, but he makes this really amazing audio drama series. Highly recommend. If you like noir audio drama, so good. We have a few people that also like work with us to work on it too. Sharon, who plays so many characters, Agent Carter, Frigga, bunch of really awesome people. She's amazing. She plays Ame too. Fantastic, so good. She plays a character on there, one of the main characters, I believe. And the person we used to work with, Blake, who did the narration stuff for us and played Jarvis and so many other people. Yeah, he's also there too, which is fantastic. It's called The Merchant of Death. It's amazing. If you look that up, you'll probably find it. I could actually put that in the chat, actually. Merchant of Death. There's also a Russian arms dealer called The Merchant of Death. That's all I'm looking for. Victor Bouts. Maybe don't look it up. Well, I'll look it up for you. Merchant of Death. Nicolas Cage. That's called. That's not. Oh wait, is this guy? No, that can't be. No, he's not the person that. Okay. Anyways, Merchant of Death audio drama. Let's see. I think this is it. Yeah, this is it. Okay. There's also he does I it's not like Breaking Bad, but kind of like feels like the audio drama Breaking Bad. Like it's completely different. Like it's no meth, sadly, no meth. I mean, come on. I'll talk to him about adding meth for season 3. But hey Colton, how's it going? Glad you're here. Thank you so much for coming. Um, yeah, Merchant of Death though. Yeah, sort of like they have like some like a few like quote unquote like movie type things. This kind of reminds me um of the Breaking Bad movie El Camino. Kind of reminds me of that a little bit in that regard. But anyways, though, yeah, Merchant of Death. This person just recently approached us about making something for us, so that's so cool. I was like, what? I've been listening to this guy for a while now. He's like, hey, look at this. Joshua Belmont. That's his name. I'm sorry, Joshua. I feel bad. I forgot his name for a second. I'm so sorry. But really appreciate you. And here it is. I think it's also on Spotify, if I can find it. There's a Merchant of Death. Wait, what is this? There's an audio. Oh, what is this? He's got a Reddit post. Awesome. There we go. He's made it. He's got a Reddit post. Oh, there's also a casting call for it. What is this? Hold on. Is this? There's an audio. There's a. Oh, this isn't the same thing. There's like something on Amazon, but I don't think that's not it. There's that's not it. Okay. So how's it going, Colton? You doing good? Doing good. We're just talking about random audio dramas right now. Spotify. Okay. Here it is. If you like Spotify and you like audio dramas and you like noir audio dramas, I'm not recommending this just because he's working with us now, but because I actually do enjoy it. I think it's amazing. So there you go. If you want to listen to some cool audio dramas, I think they're on season 10 right now, or season 2, not season 10. They have not posted in a little bit. I'm not sure if they're still making it. I can ask actually, but yeah. So if you want me to find out, I can ask. But hook you guys up. I'm doing well, thanks. Yes, we just recently reached 2,000 subscribers, which is insane. So I'm very grateful for that. I've just been shooting the breeze about comics and now audio dramas, noir audio dramas and stuff like that. We've got some announcements later. Gonna be talking about that soon. Got a preview for an audio drama coming up eventually. So yeah, it's gonna be fun. Yes. Let me check something real quick. I'm kind of curious about something. Okay. Yeah, anyways. Uh, anyways, yeah, have you been reading anything recently, Colton? Or I'm not sure if Ironbat is still there. If you're still there, Ironbat, if you could. Any of you in the chat been reading any comics recently, or any books, or any sort of thing? Yeah, because I've been reading Watchmen actually. Watchmen has been amazing. I've never actually read Watchmen before, so feel free to roast me and call me a lot of terrible names because I've never read Watchmen. But I have not read Watchmen until now, and it's amazing. I've seen the movie, but I've not read the comic, so woo, so good. I'm not sure if any of you have read it or are familiar with the story, but I just recently read the part where certain characters on Mars and they're remembering their wife, so keep it as vague as possible, even though it's been out since the 80s. So, but yeah, I feel like for me personally, like I can understand like, oh, no spoiler, like who cares? It was out ages ago, watch it already, or read it or whatever. I can understand that mentality. Like people want to talk about stuff, of course, but for me though, I kind of like keeping it like, oh well, you never know what people have or haven't read before, so I kind of keep it a little vague, just in case. Even if it's like common knowledge, like, oh guys, did you know that Abraham Lincoln died? No spoilers. I mean, Abraham Lincoln, he could be alive, he couldn't be, No, but anyways, some things that are common knowledge, you kind of just have to like, you can't not spoil it. I mean, how are you gonna spoil history, man? I mean, like that's just. Anyways, though, yeah. But yeah, so I've been trying to catch up on like some classic comics that I've missed out on. I've not really read a lot of DC comics, to be honest. I've read a lot of Batman and stuff like that. Should I watch the Watchmen movie or read the comic first? That is a good question. And how's it going, Twice? Thank you for joining. You know what? I'm gonna look this up actually. Let me see. Should I watch the Watchmen? Watch the Watchmen. Watch the Watchmen movie, or read the comic first? Let's see. What do people say? Watching the film is optional. Reading the graphic novel is mandatory. Okay. The film is almost savagely faithful. The film is almost slavishly faithful to parts of the graphic novel it includes. But the nature of adapting even a graphic visual novel for the screen is that you have to leave stuff out. Okay. Yeah, I guess like I feel like actually like yeah, I think my gut instinct was first to say read it first, but I think that would be a good idea, honestly, reading it first and then seeing the movie, because I haven't seen the movie in like a few years. That's probably been like 6 years. Oh god, it's been too long, right? Time just freaking gone. But no, it's probably been longer than I probably watched it in 2017 actually. So that was not 6 years ago. That was 5 years ago. So that's fine. I can accept that. Was that 5 years ago? Seven. That was not. That was 7 years ago. What is wrong with me? Anyways, yeah. Yeah. But the comic is amazing. It's like 400 pages, so it is a lengthy read, but it's worth it. It's great. Have you seen any new Mortal Kombat animated movies? I haven't actually, but I've heard they look really cool. Have you seen any of them, Colton? I'd love to watch them actually. They look really cool. I think they just released like a Cage one recently, right? Um, I almost watched the Scorpion one. That looked really cool, but I haven't actually seen it. But I'd love to get into it. I'm not actually like I've only really played just a little bit of like some of the Mortal Kombat games, but they're awesome though. They have like such interesting world, and it's also great too. Like I'm not sure how people feel about the new Mortal Kombat, the first one, as far as people that are like longtime fans, like getting a reboot or whatever. But yeah. It's cool though. Like the first one is the new one is like an easy way to access it. If you haven't played any of the other ones, you don't have to worry about the war. It's like it all starts over, so that's kind of cool. So I should play that sometime. Um, let's see. Actually, looking at comics, started reading the other night. I was looking into Quinn's 4, but I can't tell how much context. Hmm, that is a good question. I'm not actually sure. Um, 'Cause I've heard a lot of great things. This person that I work for was reading it. They're like, I'd love to read some Fantastic Four comics. I was like, hey, you got any recommendations? Like, I've only read some, a little bit, kind of. And I was looking up. I just looked up. Hey, what are the greatest Fantastic Four comics? And I saw Mark Waid's. I love Mark Waid. He did Daredevil. He did. There's also a Black Widow series he did recently. Recently, as I say, it came on like 2016 or something. I mean, not recently, no. But it's great. I just reread it. It's fantastic. So good. A little reminiscent of Matt Fraction's Hawkeye. Not the same writing style or anything like that, but sort of like the visual style. Kind of reminds me of that. It's really cool. And the way that it uses the panels and stuff and the pages and everything like that is very, very good stuff. But the other one that came up was Hickman's Fantastic Four. It's like, hey, I was like, hey, I've heard that Mark Waid's Fantastic Four and Jonathan Hickman's Fantastic Four are great. It's like, hey, and he started reading it. Hickman's Fantastic Four. He's like, this is great. It's like, he had messages like, oh, there's this and this. And like, I've never read it before, but that's cool. That's awesome. Have I ever read the Deadpool manga books? I have not. Somebody in our server did though recently, and they said it was really good. So I gotta do that. I saw them at a Target one day. I was like, hey, that's cool. My friend just read that. Um, so I have not. Have you read those, Colton? I've heard they're good though. They look really awesome. I've seen some panels and stuff. I know there's like some surprises and everything. So that's cool. That's very cool. I didn't even know they existed until like last year. So, but that's awesome. I'd love to see like stuff like that is so cool. It's like so unique having having these different like mediums and versions and everything of characters and stuff like that. It's really cool. Like the anime Marvel stuff that we have. It's really awesome. Interesting. Didn't look too much into Waves, but definitely that. Oh, John. Yeah. That's yeah. I've heard that one was good too. Yeah, good stuff. I just saw his name recently. I don't know in what context it was that I saw his name. You just like sometimes you just like read like so much stuff and you're like, what did I just read? Let's see. There's also a playwright named John Byrne. That's really cool. Anyways, let's see what comics we got here. What official site? That's awesome. Let's see. What is this man up to? Indiana Jones. That's cool. Superman. West Coast Avengers. Sensational She-Hulk. Awesome. All right. Actually, wait. Okay. Let me see. I gotta look. you got my mind working. Iron Bat. Let me see. No. Okay, no, I'm stupid. Never mind. Okay, anyways, I have seen the Peacemaker series. Yeah, that's so fun. It's actually funny. My friend and I were just talking about that like an hour ago, and or maybe a little more than an hour ago. But fantastic. I love it. I'm excited for season 2. I'm looking forward to seeing how they handle the whole like, hey, the people at the end of the movie, or end of the series, they're not. Well, where did those guys go? I don't know. Yeah, Peacemaker was awesome. Yeah. I'm kind of split as to which one I like more. If I like the Suicide Squad or Peacemaker more, it's tough. I think I might lean more towards Suicide Squad, but I mean, Peacemaker was like it's so good. So I'm really excited for to see what James Gunn does with his DC universe. Very much looking forward to that. That's gonna be cool. And of course, obviously excited for season two. But anyways, yeah, Peacemaker, fantastic. I've never even read the comics either. I just love how like James Gunn is able to take these characters that are fairly unknown, and is able to craft some really brilliant stories that are both hilarious and also heartbreaking or heartwarming and everything in between. So it's really quite the talented writer. I mean, if I had to like put my faith in anybody as far as like DC goes, it would be him. So I'm glad that he's in the position that he's in. Very much looking forward to Superman Legacy. We haven't seen a Superman movie in a long time, man. It's been like a decade, dude. It's crazy. More than a decade now. So is that like the longest we've had like in between Superman movies? I don't think it is actually, but it probably isn't. But it seems like it is, honestly. Which do I prefer, DC or Marvel comic books? Well, I we have a lot of Marvel comments on our channel, but I do prefer Marvel, but I don't. I love DC too. I will admit that I see the argument typically that DC has better comics, and I'm not experienced enough to say. But 19. Oh my goodness, that's probably. Can you imagine being a Superman fan in 19 years? Just dang, man. They got the comics though. It's okay, but God, 19. That's crazy. That's probably it. Yeah. So I guess we're not suffering that much then. But yeah, Colton. I have more experience with Marvel, so I just by default like Marvel more. But I do like DC, and I feel like that perhaps maybe in some instances they do have stronger stories. But I mean, come on, they're both so good, right? It's hard to choose. I like Watchmen. I mean, Watchmen is a DC comic, and dang, man, that's some good. So that's like a actually like iconic like piece of literature, man. Like that thing is great. But yeah, Superman 4 it just wasn't working out. That they just had to stop making Superman movies for 19 years. I guess that's what happened. But that's insane. Yeah. Anyways, I just got a message. That's not important. Okay, I thought that was something important. Sorry, I'll get back to that. This person doesn't watch my live stream, so they won't be insulted by what I just said. So, anyways, no, it's very important, but it's just not important right now. Okay. Anyways, so yeah, because I do like there's like a lot of great Batman comics. I'm really a big fan of Batman, and Batman Year One. Come on, man, so good. Of course, Long Halloween is my favorite Batman comic. It's a DC more upbeat story, although there's yeah, definitely, yeah. There's definitely some dark Batman comics, or sorry, dark DC comics is. I'm trying to think of like what was that one called? It's like, is it Night Cries or something? Let me see real quick. I gotta look this up. Let's see, Batman Night Cries. Yes, Night Cries. Yeah, by Archie Goodwin and Scott Hampton. If you want a dark Batman story, there you go. It's yeah, very very dark. According to Reddit, really good, a very personal, human, and sad story. I mean, there you go. That's all you need. It's a very dark one. There's other dark comics, of course, with Batman. Trying to think of like what the darkest Marvel comic is. Well, I can look it up now. The power of the internet, right? Let's see. Darkest Marvel comics. Let's see. There is Ruin, which is really dark. Let's see. Let's take a look at this list. The Dark Phoenix Saga changed the X-Men forever. I mean, it's called the Dark Phoenix Saga, so of course it's gonna be dark, right? Obviously. The night Gwen Stacy died, yeah, fair. X-Men Weapon X, yeah. Incredible Hulk. I mean, that's pretty valid. X-Men Hellfire Gala, really? Okay. I've never read that, so I didn't realize it was that dark. What are your thoughts on Arkham Knight's games, if you've played? Yeah, those are amazing. I really enjoy Arkham Knight. Is crazy, dude. Like that thing, the people still compare the graphics to modern games to Arkham Knight. That really shows how well it's held up. Like it's crazy how great those graphics are. I love the intro where you get to like play in first person as the cop guy. You freaking see Bat Dad, man. You guys remember Bat Dad? And yeah. The Arkham games are just so amazing. They're like some of the best superhero games ever created. Probably even the best superhero games created. Let's be honest. Not to discredit any Spider-Man games, of course. A lot of great Spider-Man games too, and other superhero-related games too. But the Arkham series, I feel like, is like some of the most iconic Batman media. Honestly, like you've got like some of the comics, a lot of the comics really, the animated series, and well, Dark Knight, of course, obviously, and then the Arkham series too is definitely up there with the greats. So, like if you had like a Mount Rushmore of Batman, I feel like the Arkham games deserve to be in there. I'd say Batman the animated series, the Dark Knight, um, Arkham City, if you have to be specific, and I don't know, freaking Batman Year One, maybe. I don't know. What's the best Batman story? I don't know. I I don't know. Maybe I don't think I don't. For me, it's Long Halloween, but I can see the argument for Batman Year One. Love the Arkham games, the Arkham Asylums. I could be. Oh man, Arkham Asylum is so good. I love the atmosphere of it. It's just so great. It has that really creepy atmosphere, and like there's like some horror elements to it too. Ooh, yeah, it's so good, so good. It sounds like a fun time replaying it. I need to replay those games soon. I have a friend that actually replays them pretty much every year, so I wouldn't mind doing that honestly. So that's great. So go back to the darkest Marvel comics. Yeah, Hulk. There's definitely a lot of Dark Hulk comics. Of course, Marvel Zombies. We pre-order the new Suicide Squad game. Um, I'm thinking of waiting just to see how it turns out. I've heard some good things about it, but uh, I'm broke, so I'm gonna have to wait. But I wouldn't mind getting in it. It seems like it's doing pretty good so far. I think. Am I just an idiot and not having paid attention to the news about the Suicide Squad game? But it's cool. It seems like a cool game. Um, so I'm excited to see how that turns out. But I would definitely get it. If I had the money, I'd probably get it right away. But no. Um, yeah, Punisher of course is very dark. Spider-Man slash Black Cat, the evil that men do. Wait, is this actually the full title? The evil that men do. Okay, that's a little long. Uh, Old Man Logan, classic. Realm of Kings. Never read that. Oh, Spider-Man Reign. That's another dark one too. Um, what is this? Oh yeah, there's like the Jason Aaron Punisher comics. Kraven's Last Hunt. Yeah. What if the Beast had truly become a beast? Ooh, that sounds crazy. Ultimatum. Yeah. Punisher kills the Marvel Universe, of course. Ruins. Exactly. Ruins. It's messed up. Super messed up. Warren Ellis. Um, excited for the new. I am very excited for the new Wolverine game. The Weeks. Oh, so good. Very excited for that. I'm looking forward to seeing how that goes. Um, when was the last time we got an X-Men game? It's been a while, right? Realm of Kings is awesome. Oh, let me actually look at this. Let's see. Realm of Kings. I don't think I've actually read it. Let's see, I don't know if I've even heard of it, honestly. Let me see. Realm of Kings is a crossover. Oh, okay. I do recognize this. I never read it before. I'll have to look into that. This looks awesome. Wow, this actually has a lot of stuff in it. Annihilator's Earthfall? That's cool. What is all this? Imperial Guard? Guardians of the Galaxy? Okay, very cool. Thinking of War of Realms. Oh, okay. Thinking of War of Realms. Oh, okay, yeah. That sounds cool. Yeah, it seems like there's a lot of cool stuff in here. Like they've got like this Guardians of the Galaxy comic in there. Realm of Kings, Son of Hulk. That's a lot of love names, isn't it? But anyways, yeah, that's cool. What a dark Marvel comics out there. But yeah, very excited for the Wolverine game. It looks awesome. Yeah, it's gonna be fun tearing apart people with those claws. So watch out, citizens. It's gonna be very painful. Oh, sorry. Give me 1 second. Gotta respond to this real quick. Okay, sorry. Yeah. So, I'm trying to think of like other classic comics I want to reread slash read for the first time. Uh, it is pretty embarrassing how long it took me to read the Winter Soldier arc, but it is amazing. Really good stuff. Um, yeah, what was I gonna say? Ba, 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 ba. Oh, I've never actually read Age of Ultron. Another embarrassing, embarrassing admittance. I've never read that before. Um, I'm familiar with the story. I mean, for who isn't familiar, but I know like the Hank Pym and stuff like that. It's not Tony and whatever. Um, I well, it will be helpful one day for this little universe that we make. Maybe Ultron. Who knows? Maybe, but yeah. Did I ask this already? Have you guys reading anything currently? Any exciting stuff that you're looking to read or are currently reading? I am, I guess, reading Watchmen. I just finished rereading the Mad Fraction Hawkeye run. Amazing. I'm going to read the second volume, second run. I don't know what to call it. It's not really the second volume because it's like there's other volumes. But I read the first volume of the Kamala Khan Miss Marvel stuff. Amazing. It's so good. Oh my god. So I'm going to read the second one. I've got the first two volumes out of four, so I'm looking forward to reading those soon. Got them right here. I'm going to read some Punisher Max very soon, for a reason that I may explain later. I'm waiting to see what happens, but there might be something that we're announcing later in the live stream. But yeah, I think that's pretty much all I have lined up right now. I'm not really sure what else I'm gonna read soon. I keep up with modern comics too. Like I just read the latest issue of White Widow. It's pretty good. I like it. Um, it's pretty much like the MCU's. Well, I guess there's no White Widow in the MCU. I guess she's probably not. I don't think she's considered White Widow yet, but maybe she will in the future. Um, but Yelena, pretty much in line with the MCU's vision of Yelena, so it's pretty good. Um, what else have I read? Obviously, I'm reading Ultimate Spider-Man, the new Jonathan Hickman stuff. Fantastic! It's so good. Oh my god! Finally, so good. Very exciting. The most hyped I've been for a comic in very long time. To be honest. So that's great. I still love comics, of course, but last thing I read was Shadow Man, trying to build up hype for new game. Oh, I didn't actually realize that was a thing. Shadow Man. Ooh, let me see this. Shadow Man, video game. Let me see this. Ooh, this looks really cool. Let's see, Shadow Man. Hey, yeah, I didn't know this existed. This looks awesome. I'll have to look into this. Yeah, this guy's freaking just holding the skull like that. That's crazy, man. That's awesome. That sounds really cool. Yeah, that sounds like a fun time. I'll have to look into that. Let me write that down actually. Shadow Man Andy. Okay. Okay. There we go. All right. It's the list, as Captain America says. Yeah, that sounds really cool. Um, oh, right. I'm gonna read. I've never actually read. I'm really interested in New 52. Is New 52 any good? I don't. I don't really know too much about New 52, honestly. Besides like the Batman stuff and whatever. Um, I'm gonna read Aquaman the Trench pretty soon as well. That looks really good. I want to read more Aquaman. I've never read an Aquaman comic before, so I figured that was a good split. I looked up like best Aquaman runs, and I'm pretty sure that was on there. I was like, okay, I'll take your word for it. So yeah, New 52. I'm interested in that. I'd love to read like, is it possible to read all of New 52? Is that a thing? I don't think New 52 is still going on. Shows you how much I know about DC. It's nothing. But yeah, I've never read All Star Superman either. Is that Grant Morrison? I don't remember, but the person I work for, that's one of their favorites. So, I mean, I gotta read it, right? I forget what their other favorites are. They said Watchmen. New 52 is mostly terrible. Okay, I'll keep that in mind. Thank you. You probably saved me. But yeah, yeah. All Star Superman. Definitely gonna read that. I've read some Superman comics. I haven't really read a lot of Superman comics, which is pretty embarrassing too. There's the was it the Alan Moore, whatever happened to the Man of Tomorrow or whatever. That sounds good. That was Alan Moore, right? I'm pretty sure it was. Let me just open it. I just looked at myself. Let's see. Alan Moore, whatever. Exactly. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, Alan Moore. Okay. Who did the artwork for this? Kurt Swan. Who's this person? Oh, this seems like a pretty notable person. Wait a second. That's really cool. Who is this person? Oh, they died. Oh, man. Okay. Oh my god, this person was like, yeah, this person's been cooking on Superman for a while. That's so cool. Okay. I'll have to check that out then. I mean, come on. Got freaking like a legend from Superman. Two legends. Freaking Alan Moore and Kurt Swan. That's awesome. Okay. Oh, that explains why that looks like that. Okay, yeah. Why the artwork looks like that. That's sort of classic Superman, like 60s Superman. That's cool. Anyways, though. Yeah. I don't know what else to read. There's probably like a million things. I probably have like a list of like a million. I've never actually. Okay. Oh, hey, Mr. Hatter, how's it going?
2,000 subscribers? Seriously? And nobody else is celebrating?
No, nobody can make it. Yep, everybody's all booked.
Blasphemy. Blasphemy, I say. Blasphemy. This calls for celebration. Ni ponondrai favron omaraso no te jo no te ron no gerando. There's still life in the spirit.
Hey, there we go. Oh yes, yes. How's it going, Mr. Hatter? That was beautiful. That was a very beautiful performance. It moved me to tears.
Thank you. Thank you. I memorized that from Interview with the Vampire, the one with Tom Cruise.
Hey, classic, good stuff. And, oh, Iron Battle, keep that in mind too. Those look like some solid stuff there, especially Justice League Dark. But yeah, what have you been up to, Mr. Hatter? Have you been up to anything fun?
School. I've been up to school.
Yeah, I feel that.
Very fun.
Always so fun and entertaining. Never ceases.
Indeed. No, I've been I'm currently babysitting and house watching my cousin's house, and they have two Yorkies and a kitten. So they're keeping me busy, somewhat.
Little troublemakers, or are they well behaved?
Indeed, especially the cat.
Of course. Oh man. Yeah, we were just talking about New 52. Apparently, it's not very good. I've never read it before.
Oh, New 52? You haven't read the New 52 edition of the Justice League?
No, I have not. Is it? It's a classic, right? It's like one of the best New 52 Justice League comics ever, right?
Oh yeah, I was so excited to read Superman Unchained, and yeah, that was New 52, and I'm not kidding. That was like when I moved to Arizona, and I was really getting into comics. I'm like, oh sweet, now I can read more about Superman, because I was like, Superman was like my favorite superhero like ever since I was growing up. But I go down to the comic shop and I start collecting Superman Unchained, which is a limited run edition, like a good little comic nerd. I felt very confident. I still have all the editions of Superman Unchained. But then the direction, you see, that's where with Superman it took a very interesting turn, to say the least. Was very controversial, you see, because what they decided to do with this Superman was to have him fight Doomsday, and instead of just dying, I think like this one had died fighting Doomsday, but they have him fight him again, and this time he kills Doomsday successfully. So now, like, all the blood of Doomsday is on Superman, so he's infected, I guess. So he becomes Super Doomsday.
Oh,
yay!
Yeah. Finally.
And he's finally, right? And he's going around villages with Doomsday's like powers of absorbing other superpowers and sometimes becoming the Hulk, I guess, but like an evil version, to where Wonder Woman almost kills him, and he's fine with almost killing people as he's this version of Doomsday. I know they're trying to like make it like a Jekyll and Hyde thing, but the thing is, there's like no there's no implication that he actually has like a true like dark side to like the point where he actually like wants to kill people. So very interesting take on Superman. You see,
Oh, it's classic. Where did I
from
pick it up?
I'm pretty sure they burned all the copies. It was kind of like George Lucas if he had the power to buy every VCR of the Star Wars Holiday Special and smash it with a hammer. I'm pretty sure somebody actually succeeded where George Lucas had failed.
Oh man, that's funny. I think I like saw like an upscale of that recently from somewhere. I don't remember where it was. But yeah, that sounds like one of the Superman stories of all time. Honestly, like that's. I mean, like who could resist that? I mean, come on, like it just sounds so exciting and so very true to the character.
Yeah, they were so confident in the character that they killed him off and replaced him with the original Superman. Um, so confident.
Oh,
So apparently, what happened was the original Superman, like the Clark Kent that we focus on for like since like the Silver Age, somehow he kind of like Kratos in God of War, just went to another plane of existence, and as you do. And he was living on the New 52 Earth, to where he was living his days as a farmer. Very stereotypical. But he was going by the name of Clark White.
oh,
And so he was kind of letting that Earth Superman be Superman, essentially. But what happened was this Superman, the New 52 Superman, gained or figured out that he had the power of supernova, which is basically just it's very self-explanatory. He releases a large amount of energy and he loses his powers for like about 24 hours, and then he can come back in being Superman again. Well, if you ever seen the movie Godzilla versus Destroyer, his heart basically becomes like a nuclear reactor to where he kind of blows up, as you do, and
of course.
because of that. He dies. So Clark White becomes Clark Kent. It's kind of like Pokemon, they kind of just evolve.
Of course.
And he becomes the New 52 Earth's Superman. He kind of just takes over, He's a bit more experienced, and that's when he has, was it uh, Brandon Kent? No, that's not right. Jonathan Kent.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
To where he's Superboy, and then like he becomes like the partner with Robin, which is Damian Wayne. So like Batman and Superman have like super sons. But yeah,
So,
they were so confident in their Superman, they decided to replace him with another better Superman. So yeah. Oh, also, this was in the official Superman that you got to see in costume, to where he actually has a beard. So
oh,
that was fun.
there we
That was
go.
fun.
Beard time.
I
Oh,
got to see someone at a Comic Con get away with that. I'm like, hey, I know what he's doing. I know where that's from.
I've seen that beard before.
Mm.
Oh, that's quite the story. It's wow. I can't wait to read. It's
Mhm.
gonna be
They were
fun.
they were going in a very strange direction of not just the New 52, but they were so confident that New 52 came in only a few years later. And when I say a few years, I want to say like what, like 3 or 4. They decided to reboot it with Rebirth.
Oh yeah, right.
Yeah, that and they had to do everything all over again. That's when Clark White
Hooray.
became Clark Kent. Batman stayed Batman, but this time with a yellow outline on the bat symbol.
Yeah,
Wonder Woman stayed Wonder Woman. Aquaman actually had a five pointy trident, kind of like the Justice
oh.
League movie. That's not at all a trident. Stop calling it that. Um, the Flash. Ooh, actually, the Flash was pretty interesting. So, the Flash, he was still Barry Allen from Flashpoint. So, like, that
Oh,
everything
yeah.
with the Flash, nothing had changed except that there were two Wally Wests.
Ah,
There was
happens.
yeah, I hate it when it happens. So there was a new Wally West that he accidentally created in New 52 and leading into Rebirth, which is looks more. I can't think of the actor's name, but if you've seen the TV show Flash, the kid who plays Wally West, who's for lack of better words, black, they made him Wally West of New 52. However, at the same time, the original Wally West from pre Flashpoint was running about, and he was like, "Hey, Barry, remember me?" And Barry was like, "Why?" And he's like, "Well, if you don't, I'm gonna stop existing." He's like, okay, sorry, that sounds like a you problem." Um, Oh wait, no, I remember you, Wally. Even though we already have a Wally, but I remember you because I want to say Jay Garrick comes in and like he's like, "Hey Barry, remember Wally West?" And he's like, "Okay, okay,
All right.
remember? Do you remember me? No. Okay, bye." And he dies. So now there are like two Wally Wests running around, but the white Wally West decides to change his costume to be more like Kid Flash. Oh wait, no, he's already Kid Flash, but he decides to be like another the Flash. While Wally West, the black one, decides to stay Kid Flash because the show at the time finally decided like after like season 3 to make Wally West Kid Flash. And they made the costume actually look more like along the lines of a Young Justice. So yeah, that was not convoluted or confusing at all. It's like two Wally West running
There
about.
you
So
go. It
there
all
you go.
worked
I
out.
mean, you can tell the difference, not just by skin color, but the white one had silver instead of yellow. So, ooh, yeah, very
Oh.
creative. And he had a white or silver lightning instead of the red lightning, which
Ooh.
obviously meant something. I can't tell you what it was because the writers didn't tell me, but
I
obviously it
see.
meant something if it was supposed to be silver lightning, while Wally West, the New 52 one or the Rebirth one, has red lightning. And the Reverse Flash had red lightning too, which I guess that meant something. But I'll get back to you on that because the writers didn't bother to tell me.
Oh, classic, classic. That's cool that you met him. I didn't realize Iron Man. I didn't realize that he was Australian. But yeah, there we go. Two Wally West. Yeah, you got to differentiate them somehow with the different lightning and stuff like that. There you go. That's
I
it.
kind of took it as the end times. I'm like cats and dogs living together, mass hysteria, two Wally West running around, end the world. No, I'd say
Nice.
probably the Flash. I'd say probably the Flash was probably the most interesting thing, like in Rebirth or New 52 slash Rebirth connection, because they decided to make what is it, Reverse Flash Professor Zoom for some reason. I don't know why.
Oh.
Just to stick with one thing. But originally, the Flash, not Wally West, Barry Allen, before he meets Reverse Flash. I guess he forgot about Reverse Flash for some reason. I don't remember,
There
but
is
it's
that.
something weird. But like, there's like a string of murders of like supervillains going around. It's like all their hearts had ruptured. It's like, wow, that must mean a speedster must have killed them. So like, he does some investigating. It turns out it's Barry Allen from the future who decides to be a blue Flash instead
Oh.
of a red one, and he's like, "Hey, you should start killing people now." And like the Flash is like, "Wait, what? No, no, why?" And he's like, "Because it's cool."
Yeah, when you put it like that, all right.
Yeah, and then so Red Flash is like, "No, I don't think I'm gonna kill people." And then like Blue Flash, "That's okay. Just since I'm dying right now because I kind of messed up here, remember the name Thawne. Why? Okay, bye." And
Wait a minute.
he dies. He dies of cringe, you see. There was so much cringe in the new Rebirth universe. Everybody was feeling the effects.
Everyone.
Um, it's like the Thanos stab. Like everyone felt it, regardless if you died or not. It's just the cringe was everywhere. So the Blue Flash dies of cringe, and so Barry Allen, he's like Thawne. What could that name possibly mean? And then like the next like page is like the Reverse Flash with like Black Lightning as a decoration rather than Red Lightning, but whatever. And he's like, oh look, Reverse Flash is back, but he's going by Professor
Whoa.
Zoom, and he's gonna install like minor misdemeanors or inconveniences to the Flash's life because he can't kill him. So there you go.
There we go. Oh, that's interesting. Gotta love that blue flash. Couldn't live without him.
Yeah, he could live without us, but we can't live without him. I'm glad he
Exactly.
was in my life.
I miss him so much. I think about him every day. Everywhere I go, I see him.
You know,
Oh,
I'm not sure if you do you watch a Solid JJ by any chance?
oh, I don't actually know.
Oh, he does. You probably seen him because like he's
I
pretty
feel like
popular
it
with.
sounds familiar. Yeah. Oh, wait a second. Wait a second. I think. Oh,
He
oh,
does
never
like
mind.
the
Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, that's right. I
he does like the meme videos to where like it sounds like they're like in the 50s or like 60s cartoon, but like there's this one I recently like rewatched to where excuse me where like the Flash is like at the his mom's grave, and then like the reverse flash shows up and he's like uh you didn't realize it, but it was me, Barry. And it's like, I did you kill? And he's like, I expired your milk. And he's like explaining that he did like all of these like minor inconveniences to the Flash. And he's like, you killed my mom, did you? Wait, what? No. Oh God. Why would I
never
do
had
something
that.
like that? That seems horrific.
Oh
But
man.
like after that, he's like after he finds out like no, I didn't kill your mom. He's like, why would I do that? That's awful. It's terrible. But since I did all do all these minor inconveniences to you, I guess I can still keep doing them. And he runs away and so, like the Flash chases him, and that's the end of it. But it's a pretty it's a I've ruined the premise, but it's you'll I'm pretty sure you'll laugh at it anyway once you watch it.
That does sound amazing a little bit. Just very petty.
That yeah, that's honestly one of the reasons why Verse Flash is one of my favorite DC villains. Is just how petty he is.
Yes. Oh, truly. So sinister, just doing all these small things just to be an annoyance. Just that petty of a guy.
You ever see the videos where it's like of the it was me Barry or like
Oh yes, it
sometimes we
was
get,
me,
like
Barry. Yeah.
one of my favorites was it was me Thawne, and like it'll be like basically like a mental chess to where it seemed like the Reverse Flash was going to do something like awful to the Flash. The Flash knew about it, so in turn he made it to where he motivated the Reverse Flash to do so, just so he can realize that he was under Barry's puppet strings the entire
Oh
time.
my god, it's genius.
I, I I love seeing how creative people get with that meme. And
Oh.
one of my personal favorites was like the Flash. It's going so they're parroting Ezra Miller and the meme at the same time. So it makes it seem like the Flash is going crazy. He's like, "You killed all those people, Thawne. It was you." And it's like, "No, Barry, it wasn't me. It was you." And he's like having like flashes like in his head, like he's like remembering like all like the terrible things that he did to as he murdered these people, and he's like convinced that the reverse Flash did it, but it turns out he was the actual reverse Flash, and he was just blaming all of his problems on Thawne the entire time, and like Thawne just sitting there in Horner is like, no, Barry, I didn't do that. You did.
It's you, man. It's all you. Oh man. Oh. Okay, I hear you. Counterpoint your terror. Yeah, that's a good one too.
Okay, I hear your point. Counterpoint, you're a terrorist. That's the Riddler one, right?
I think it is. Oh, yeah. What have you been playing any games? Iron Bat Colton asked in the comments. I've been actually I've never played the GTA 5 campaign. I've been playing for that. I'm like halfway done. It's so good. I love it. What about you? Have you I know you've been busy with school and everything, but have you played any games recently?
Not like major like console games. No, I have been playing a few app games though. I'm not sure if how popular. Sorry, how popular it is around. But I may have expressed it or not on the podcast, but I'm a huge Godzilla fan, and I recently found this little app game called Godzilla Battle Line. It is a
Ooh.
strategy game to where you just like pick a monster and you can like add in like it's kind of like a chess piece kind of game to where you like just send out these monsters and like they'll attack like at certain points. It's pretty fun. I get enjoyment out of it. I don't know how people like normal people would react to it, but my monkey brain just turns on and it's like, ooh, big lizard, aliens, and three-headed dragon attack, and lasers and monkeys and shit. And I'm just saying, ooh, yay, this is fun. So I don't know, very simple thing, but it is brought to you by Toho. So
Ooh.
the thing is, though, it crashes every once in a while because I don't think they really updated it all that much. But it's nice to see like all the little characters and references and whatnot. But and I have fun with it. Not for everyone, but I still have fun.
Ooh, that does sound like a lot of fun.
Long story short,
Oh yeah, that's awesome. You'll have to look into that. Did you happen to see -1? I don't think we ever talked about it actually.
yeah,
So after the break that we took for the
take
break.
a wild guess, Christopher. Take a
No, no,
wild
no,
guess.
never seen it, never.
Never seen it. And I definitely didn't buy tickets to see Godzilla minus color on Sunday.
Oh,
Definitely didn't do that.
I really want to see that. I don't know if I have time, but I would love to see the minus color
Make
one.
time.
I gotta, I gotta. Yeah, that. Oh, it was so. Oh my god, so good. Oh, that was just like everything. Honestly, just like the human element of it actually felt like really like worth being invested in and everything like that. And the soundtrack, man, I keep on listening to that main theme. It's just like so full of energy and stuff. Has a like classic Godzilla sound and everything. It's incredible. So good.
As embarrassing as it is to admit, I have been listening to the soundtrack
Same.
quite a lot recently. I've been listening to it a lot recently, and like every time I go to school, I'll just like put on and I'll just blast dun 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 dun. Super funny. But I get enjoyment out of it, just like my
Oh.
little stupid Godzilla game. But no, yeah, I completely agree. Like the writing. Okay, so I told my brother this because my brother and I we like grew up on Godzilla because we had the Hollywood Video down the street and like they had like a whole
Oh.
bunch of Godzilla
Yes.
movies that you can just rent. Sad day when they went bankrupt and they no longer exist. But
Yeah.
we can get into that later. But I told him like after I saw -1, I'm like, dude, this movie did the impossible. It's like what? And I said it made me care about the humans. And he's like, I don't believe you.
Oh,
Funny enough, it did. I thought it was a
it's
fantastic
crazy.
story. A lot of good writing, and it's funny that you mention or you bring up -1 now because I was listening to a lot of videos surrounding the topic, both at work and at school. Surrounding the topic that -1 got snubbed for like a lot of award nominations for the Oscars, and like almost everything is going to Barbie. Um, I'm thinking like, yeah, but it's just favoritism at the Oscars at this point. But it was funny because I kept making the joke like going around. It's like well, I mean, one Hollywood is probably super embarrassed that a movie with around $10 million managed to be more successful and make its budget back about 9 times over than every other movie that's come out in 2023. That and was it? Nobody wants to mess with Oppenheimer's unofficial bastard redheaded child.
that is yeah, it's impressive just like the budget they have for that. It's crazy and like just like oh my god what they're able to do with it, like it looks so good. Yeah, yeah, I wish it was nominated for more stuff too. It's a shame. I'm glad it did. What did it get nominated for? It got nominated for visuals, right? um
No,
it
it
didn't.
got
Oh
probably
no.
like I want to say like animation. It's not like
Let me take a look. Let's see.
oh yeah, like just like how every other Star Wars movie special effects is like I don't know. It seems very odd to me that fucking what is it? Suicide Squad gets an Oscar for makeup
Right.
out of everything that came out that year,
So weird.
and you have a Godzilla film that was highly successful for Toho. Um, and they're like, "Oh, you guys did pretty well in animation and CGI. So here you go. Here's your little
No.
nugget of thing." That I find super funny, like how Hollywood's like trying to like push like diversity, inclusion, and everything, and they're like with Japan with Godzilla. It's like,
Oh, well,
what,
no.
God's Gojira? Is that what that is? Godzilla? I've never heard of that before. Sorry. Better luck next year. Um,
Oh,
So try again, champ. You're almost there. I promise. Here, have some Jello.
Godzilla
You're
minus
a
two.
real
It's gonna
you're a
happen.
real movie studio now, champ.
Oh man, that is tragic. Yeah. Looks like I guess it
Yep.
just. Oh, sorry. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, yeah. I was about to say because I'm pretty sure it wasn't even nominated for like best foreign film either.
Oh, you know what? I don't think it was. It was best nominated for visual effects, but let me see.
Oh,
Best
it
foreign
was.
films. Yeah, yeah. So thankfully, it does have that going for it. Let me see, real quick. If I just do this, let's see. Uh, Godzilla. Let's see. Oh, it doesn't work like that. Okay. Minus. Okay, let's see. Minus one. Where is it? Oh, wait, this is last year. That. Wait, I just realized that he left. Okay. All right. Well. All right. Okay. I guess I can't ask him if he's seen the analog core. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Colt. Um, let me see. Oh, he sent me a message. Let's see what we got here. Uh. Oh, okay. Yeah, he'll be back. I'll ask him later. Um, don't worry, I'll get to it, Colton. Don't worry. Um, let's see. That explains why I couldn't find it because it's not on here. Because it was on the wrong page. Yeah, literally just got nominated for best visual effects. That is a shame. What got nominated for best foreign? Let's see. Um, is that not? Oh, here it is. Oh, best international. Sorry. Zone of Interest, Teachers Lounge, Society of the Snow. I've been meaning to see that. Perfect Days. Oh, nice. Nice. I don't know how to pronounce it. It'll kept. Oh, hey, you're back. Hey, yeah, it just got nominated for one, just for visual effects. Yeah, which is a shame.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. uh, damn. Yeah.
Definitely not on purpose at all.
Yeah. Totally. Um. Oh, so Colton, one of the lovely people in the chat, was wondering, have you seen the yeah, at least it got nominated for something. Yeah, yeah, it's true. Unlike Iron Claw, man. But have you seen there's a I think I've seen like a few, like I think I've seen something, one episode, I don't know. There's like an analog Godzilla horror series. Have you seen that on
Oh,
YouTube?
I think I know exactly what you're talking
Ooh,
about.
yeah.
The man in the suit, right?
I think that's it. Yeah, I'm pretty sure. I remember like seeing it on like it recommended. I was like, what's this? I was like, oh, that's cool. I think that's it.
Funny enough, the way that I came about that, because I had no idea it actually came out like a month ago, or like the start of the series. Yeah, yeah,
Mhm.
Colton. Yeah, okay, so I guess I'm on the right track.
Aha.
Victory.
Woo.
So I learned about that I want to say like a week or 2 weeks ago on fucking what is it? Um, Film Theory,
Oh,
and they
yeah.
were like talking about,
Yeah.
yeah, they're talking about like, oh, look at this weird Godzilla analog horror, and I thought it was really interesting, and that's when I
Hmm.
learned that Matt Pat's going to be not
Retiring.
Matt Pat anymore in March, but that we
Yeah.
can we can post that sad stuff later. But I did check into it. It's very creative stuff. I like the idea how it's like a guy that's like gone crazy after World War II, the bombing of Nagasaki and Hiroshima, and he's basically creating like an army of monsters
Hmm.
to get back at the Americans. Which I think that's where it's going because like they mention that in it's not the third episode, but like the third Godzilla movie that they made was King Kong versus Godzilla,
Hmm.
and like the guy in the Godzilla suit who's now like molding into the suit, like the suit's like becoming skin,
Ah.
right?
Yes.
Um, he hates King Kong. Like the idea of King Kong is it's an American monster, and so like the original script was that King Kong wins and after the fight and like Godzilla doesn't walk away. Originally in the story of the man in the suit was that the man in the suit of the Godzilla suit killed the actor in the King Kong suit. So they had to like
Hmm.
edit the whole thing. It's like, oh yeah, King Kong won. This is totally not a different actor in the King Kong suit. Um, and it wasn't an accident, but like he also ended up biting like the guy who was in the Anguirus suit, the big armadillo looking monster, and the Anguirus actor ended up like molding into the suit too, so he was like infected, and it was a very
Damn.
interesting um series so far. I don't think they're done yet because like the last thing I saw was that they did was like they had like this woman who was acting as the part of the Marva Mothra larva. So originally, so in the story of the Man in Suit, was that the Mothra character was going to be a puppet because the studio was like, "Oh yeah, we can't have him like biting actors anymore because that's kind of bad. Button's bad, okay." So they got a puppet, but then they're like, ah, crap, we gotta put an actor in like the larva suit. So they put one in there. Godzilla or Goji in this story ends up biting her, and she starts cocooning, kind of like a gremlin or like a mogwai, and transitioning into a gremlin, like in a corner. So she's gonna be like, I'm pretty sure she's gonna be like the new Mothra. Um,
Oh yeah.
so I'm pretty sure that they're still going on with the story because they haven't. It doesn't seem like they haven't come to a conclusion as of yet. But my guess is so. This is my guess because I watch almost every single Godzilla movie. My guess is that this story is gonna. And if I turn out to be right, you heard it here on Audio Anomaly
Hey,
first.
yeah.
So congratulations to you. You get bragging rights. So this is my guess of where the story's going to go. Um, the man in the suit, the Godzilla suit, is going to meet his match in the movie Godzilla versus Destroyer because in that movie Godzilla does die. Godzilla is his heart is like melting like a nuclear reactor and he becomes burning Godzilla and he has a son or an offspring to where Destroyer ends up killing the offspring. This pisses off Godzilla and Godzilla kills Destroyer, but at the same time Godzilla ends up dying because it's about to explode, so they have to like freeze him, and then he like officially dies. And that was supposed to be the ending of Godzilla in real life, but Toho was like, we can still make money off of this, so maybe we can just say that this is kind of not the end. We can just start all over again.
May as well.
So my guess is that the man in the suit, long story short, is the studio figured out, okay, we can't have this guy around anymore. He's just gonna keep sabotaging this movies, and so we have to kill him. So they find a way to kill the man in the suit by using these destroyer larva, the flying form, and then like original in the final form of destroyer, and like they figure out how to do it, and like the cover up will be is like, his heart is like melting like a nuclear reactor, but like they managed to like put in something into the suit where it's actually literally melting the man in the suit, and that's how they kill him. And then maybe that's when like the man in the suit will get resurrected to make more Godzilla movies, or that'll be officially the end of the man in the suit that's infecting other people that are biting other people in the monster suits to make them like him. So that's my guess as to how that's going to end. So like I said, if I'm right, cool. I've said it first, and Matt Pat, you weren't fast enough to get me. I was already here. It's already past the time. You can't find it. We're not popular enough yet.
We won. Yeah, that's really interesting. Actually.
Whether I'm right or not, I already won, Matt Pat. I was too fast for you.
Gonna have to retire now. Man. Yeah, that's really interesting. Yeah, that whole like storyline and stuff like that is really fascinating. It would be cool to see where it all leads and stuff like that. I could totally see that being the case there. So, quite a unique and interesting take on that sort of mythology there and everything. So, that's really cool.
Mm-hmm. Very
Um,
excited to see where it goes.
yeah. Oh, yeah. Absolutely. Yeah. It's good that there's still some more content to come from that. Mm. Oh, yes. What is this?
Don't ask questions. Just consume product and get excited for next product.
Exactly. Killer frequency. I think I've heard of that. Let me see. Is that like the let's see, killer frequency? Is that the one where you're like the um first person? Maybe this isn't the one I'm thinking of. No, it is. Yeah, it's the one where you're like a freaking um radio DJ guy or whatever, and you're like trying to like I forget exactly how it goes, like some sort of murder is going on or whatever. Yeah, that's a pretty cool one, Colton. Yeah, that's a cool, very on brand for us too, since it involves audio. uh, yes. Oh yes, I was wondering. So, I would assume you're a fan of Wolverine, Mr. Hatter. What are some of the runs that you have read personally? Like, if you have any like favorite Wolverine runs, perhaps.
What gave you the assumption that I was a Wolverine fan?
Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to assume. I just sort of, just sort of guessing. Just a possible fan, possibly. I don't know. Just sort of, you just gotta have that. Just your face kind of has that sort of like Wolverine fan look. You know what I'm saying?
It does?
It does. It does. Yeah, it does. Just like it just like has Wolverine written all over it. I don't know what it is, but just something about it.
Oh man, if that's the case, I should probably go see my doctor then.
Sounds like a pretty serious condition. Yeah, you gotta check that out.
hmm Well, I mean, it was a good assumption because I am a pretty big Wolverine fan.
We'll worry there.
Yeah, yeah, you were really about to get canceled there, buddy. Wait, wait. No, I'd say probably at the top of my head. I mean, it's gonna sound very stereotypical, but Frank Miller.
Oh, wait, you wrote a Wolverine comic?
Yeah, I know. I went straight to the edgy boy. When it comes to superhero retellings, such as Daredevil or Punisher, 300. That that um I'd say yeah, Frank Miller, like that's definitely one of the inspirations. I can't think of the author's name right now, but it was like the Weapon X series, like
Oh,
specifically like in the 80s.
yeah.
Um it was 80s or 90s. But that and honestly, now that I mention it, oh, he just had a number one Wolverine fan tattooed on his forehead. Yeah, I'm just seeing that now. Honestly, what inspired me more about if you guys are listening, which Colton is probably like the only person that's listening right now. If there are more people listening, prove me wrong. Otherwise, I'm just gonna assume it's only Colton. Um, no, honestly, what inspired me more to uh, do Weapon X, if that's what you're more referring to, um, was the scene in X Men Apocalypse where the X Men, before they become the X
Oh,
Men,
yeah.
are at Alkali Lake, and then yeah, and Jean opens up that
Oh,
container,
he did.
and that's when Wolverine comes out, and he's about like 90% in the Weapon X outfit. He's just missing like the red part of the visor, but it's close enough. Um, I really liked how horrific that scene felt. I think they could have gone a little bit farther, but it's for part of it's for the kiddies, so I understand. But I definitely want to retell it in a more horrific theme. I want it to actually come off as a horror story because a lot of people like see Wolverine and they're like, it's like this guy's badass. He's got metal coming out of his arms and he's like cutting people up. It's awesome. Which to an extent it is. Wolverine's a very awesome character. However, the backstory is fucking terrifying, and I think the movies don't really display. I think X Men Two, or X Men or X2 X Men Unite was closer on making that origin story a bit more terrifying, mainly because of the aesthetic in the background of like how it displayed the operation room that Wolverine was in, and like how bloody he was, and like he's like running out naked, and he's just got metal in his hands, and like he was like freaking out about that. I think that was probably like the closest to actually being scary, but I want to see it portrayed to where it's actually genuinely scary, and so I decided to take on the challenge of trying to see if I can make it into a horror story.
Oh, yeah, I really like that. That's a great challenge. Yeah, it's quite the frightening tale indeed, and everything like that, and pretty horrific. And the movies really haven't quite tapped fully into that. They've danced around with it and stuff like that, but have never like really like dove deep into the true horror of it all. So you've been doing such a great job so far. Yeah, it's been really quite the tale already. So it's exciting to see where it shall go and everything. And
Hmm.
yeah, that's some good stuff right there. There's a lot of amazing Wolverine comics out there, and those definitely, Frank Miller, of course, you can't go wrong with Frank Miller usually.
Well, I mean,
at
depends on
least
the
at least in the
context.
past. Hmm.
One of my favorite cartoons that someone made of Frank Miller, it's like a panel cartoon, but it shows Frank Miller and he's writing something, and then like somebody like right next to him was like, "All right, now write women that's not in a negative or light of like prostitution," and he's like writing the word W, and like there's a gun that's like immediately pointed to his head after he writes the word W and H.
Yes. Oh, yes. That's Frank. Oh God. Freaking like Man Without Fear, just like freaking just like Matt just like finding all of like electrical just like strung across like the freaking way and everything. Like, jeez, man. Come on, Frank. Did you ever read Man Without Fear?
That's the Daredevil run,
Yeah,
right?
the
I'm
yeah,
at
yeah.
Okay, good. I'm just checking. Um,
Yeah.
oh, fucking duh. I should know that. Yes, I did. That's the one where like a Karen was like a one-time porn star and she sold
Oh God.
Kingpin Matt's identity, right?
Yeah, yeah, the born again stuff, yeah, or yeah, that's sort of around that, yeah, that stuff, yeah.
Okay,
Classic.
because I just remember like reading about like how Frank Miller did Karen so dirty. And
Yeah.
it's like he's just like, God damn, dude, you just made her like the worst person in the world for Daredevil, and he's like still a sim for her.
Right? It's oh man, poor Karen. I don't know when like the last time Karen was even in a comic, honestly. Um, I guess she's just perma dead, I guess, in the comics because like right now like there's no Karen. There's been a Karen. I don't even know when the last time there was a Karen. So that's crazy. Thank you, Frank. Oh.
Mhm. Yeah, I mean, she stayed dead after Kevin Smith killed her.
Thank you as well, Kevin. Yes. At least we got her back. We don't have to worry about her for Foggy and Karen dying off screen and born again, thankfully.
Oh yeah, I was
Uh,
so excited to hear about that. And just like, oh, we're not gonna get the actors back. Why not?
because we were gonna kill them off screen,
Because
of course.
they yeah, they died off
Yeah.
screen.
Wow. What
Now
happened?
we have a new love interest for Daredevil. Who? Someone that's not in the comics. Isn't that fun? Isn't that exciting? No.
Oh man. No, what a great idea. Yeah.
You
Thank
know, I'm
you.
at,
Oh, sorry.
that it confuses the hell out of me. Like, is this supposed to be in the? I know they've been trying to do this for like a while to actually make it official, but is this supposed to actually be in the same continuity of the Defenders from Netflix?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Vincent D'Onofrio was talking about like, oh yes, it's in the continuity, and no one even believed him. But then they actually added it to the continuity on Disney Plus. So, yeah, so that's quite cool.
Uh, okay, yay.
Here we are.
Yeah, I'm so glad how they treated Kingpin and Hawkeye.
Yes, thank
Definitely
God.
wasn't a bitch or anything, or just decided to wear Hawaiian shirts and
He's like,
out of
hey,
nowhere.
I had it in the comic once. I gotta wear it now.
And I guess Vanessa must have died or
Yeah, it's
something.
like
Otherwise,
Vanessa's
he wouldn't
like,
be like,
there's no way she'd let him wear that, man. Like, Wilson, you're not
well,
going
yeah.
out wearing that.
Wilson, I know that you're in prison, but you cannot go like that when you're on parole. No, it just made me like wonder, like, what the hell are they doing? Because in Daredevil season 3, like Daredevil makes sure that Kingpin stays in prison. Otherwise, he was gonna like legally go after Vanessa, and Kingpin was like, "All right, fine, I'll stay in prison, and I won't cause any trouble like on the outside." And now it's like, I guess she must have died then, because deal's off. He's out of prison. He's being Kingpin again.
Oh, exactly. Yeah, it's it's very very weird. Yeah, that's sort of like how the continuity like fits together is very. There needs to be some explanation there as to how it got to this point. It sort of feels very disjointed and like, oh, let's just get Kingpin in there, not worry about the like what Daredevil. Who watched that? Let's just do what we do. We'll do what we want to do, man. Put him in one episode.
Mhm.
Have him just get his ass beaten instantly.
Yeah, and I'm so glad that I'm not sure if it's like due to a rights issue. It could be, but I'm pretty sure those rights are done. But what the hell is Rand Industries doing right now? We haven't heard anything with like a collaboration of Rand and Stark Industries or anything.
Actually
Now,
crazy.
Hammer Tech, nothing. Rand
Oh my
Industries, what do
god.
they even do? They make drugs. They make legal drugs, but what are they doing?
Same. I mean, yeah. Uh, right? Like yeah, like they just sort of like disappeared off the face of the earth. It's like, yeah, definitely should have. Because why not exactly? Yeah, yeah. Like they're sort of like they just get lost. At least like Hammer Tech got the plug for, Luke Cage, like the Judas bullet or whatever was like being made by Hammer Tech, I believe, or whatever. There's so I don't know if that was the case or if it was just like some sort of like random crap that was involved with Hammer Tech or whatever. I remember they name dropped Hammer Tech in like one of the episodes, but yeah, it's like these like major corporations, like you think you would hear about them more, right? Like you hear about Roxxon like every 5 seconds, but Rand, nah, man, what's that?
The last thing I remember Hammer Tech's name being dropped in was for Luke Cage,
Yeah,
because they're like,
exactly. I'm pretty sure
"Oh,
that was it.
we need to come up with like a bullet to kill Luke Cage." It's like, "Here, take this drilly one." No, it was no, I don't think they made the drilling bullet. I think they made like the power suit that what's his name?
Oh,
Um
freaking
Diamondback
yeah, that's it.
used
Yeah.
to beat up Luke Cage, but like Luke Cage ended up winning that fight.
Yeah.
Um I'm not sure if they ended up creating like the bullet that actually could pierce Luke Cage, but like it, but in the second
I don't
season,
know.
like he got even stronger, so it doesn't even like pierce him anymore. It just blows up, and it's like,
Classic.
well, that was a little firecracker to him.
Yeah. Oh, that second season. Classic. Yeah.
Oh, Colton, sorry, I missed your question. Have you played the Deadpool games?
Oh, sorry. Yeah.
Christopher, I'll let you answer this. Have you played the
Oh,
Deadpool game?
I haven't actually. Yeah, I've seen some clips from it and so it looks really fun. I love Nolan North as Deadpool. It's classic. I love like the part where he like calls, was it the developer, the agent or whatever? It's great. Have you played the Deadpool game, Mr. Hatter?
I have. I actually have
Oh.
bought that back a few years ago, after like years after it came out, with pretty much every game that I have. I had a lot of fun with it, but it got repetitive really fast. The only thing that really kept me playing it was just to hear more dialogue from Nolan
Yeah.
North, and that was about it.
Oh man. Yeah, that's yeah, Nolan North really knocks it out of the park. He came back as Deadpool in like Midnight Suns, right? The video
Dude,
game.
he comes back as Deadpool for like almost
That's
everything now.
true.
It's
That's
not
true.
even that. Like Troy Baker made a joke. I don't remember like for which project. He's like, if you want to be a successful voice actor, wait for me and Nolan North to die. Then you'll have a
Yeah,
shot
right.
at stuff. Which is funny because I mean it's half funny because it's true. And like I just recently learned that Troy Baker was cast as the voice of Indiana
Yeah,
Jones
I
in
was
the
like,
next
what? That was
Indiana
Troy
Jones games.
Baker?
Like,
Yeah, right.
I like him as an actor. He's like, seriously, you couldn't get somebody else that sounds more like Harrison Ford. He sounds like a young Harrison Ford, because it's like with Joker in Arkham Origins. I thought he was perfect as a younger
Oh.
Joker to sound reminiscent of Mark Hamill, but like in a younger version of it. But they get Troy Baker, who sounds way younger than Harrison Ford when he was playing Indiana Jones in his 30s, and like what Troy Baker is like now, almost like near 50.
Oh my god, yeah, that's true. It's crazy. Yeah,
So
he's freaking everywhere, man. Um I keep on like seeing things about like I don't think they've revealed the official voice actors for GTA 6 and I keep on seeing things of like him.
it's Troy Baker and Nolan
Yeah.
North. You don't need to know anybody
It's got
else.
it. Nolan North is playing the woman and Troy Baker is playing the guy. We're good. We got it.
If Nolan North was every single is every single voice in Saints Row, which he already is. I mean, he's gonna be in everything else
That's
too.
true. Honestly, it could be me right now. I just could just be Nolan North. Honestly, you wouldn't even know, really.
Hey, what you doing, Zone North? How you doing?
Man, what a legend. Man, uh, we gotta call up Nolan and see what he's up to. See if he's down to voice, someone in the Madoo. It could work. We could get him. I bet.
Hmm.
Oh man. Did I already ask you this question? Are you reading any comics right now?
Uh, Actually, yes, I'm doing my research on Black Panther because ever since I did
Oh,
my unofficial pitch on the Black Panther trilogy,
yeah,
I
that was
want to
some
do
good stuff.
now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm doing my research right now. It was funny because I was like going over like what was it? The scene in the Black Panther movie where he ends up like fighting like M'Baku
Mm.
for the throne. I'm thinking it's like there's no way that this is actually in Black Panther. Oh God, this is actually in Black Panther. God damn it. Okay, fine. It's in Black Panther. I guess that's how he's gonna get the throne. He's gonna beat his uncle. Like he's gonna beat off his uncle to get the throne. So I guess that's how that's gonna happen.
Oh
Um,
man.
so yeah, yeah. I learned quite a lot already so far about
Hmm.
Black Panther. So
Ooh.
um, I already feel pretty passionate about it because I already wrote down a couple of things and like when I was like in the car and I was like thinking about like the Black Panther sequel I want to do, even though we haven't done Black Panther yet. I'm thinking like, oh wow, I was like, wait a minute, has anybody done Black Panther yet? And I looked through Audio Anomalies, like nobody has.
Yeah.
God damn it, I can't make a sequel if there isn't a first story already. Great, now I gotta think of a first story, and I gotta make the first story if nobody's gonna make a Black Panther story just so I can make my sequel. Um, which I feel kind of upset now because I'm thinking more of like a Hollywood producer. So that I mean, I guess that's bittersweet.
Yeah, it has its ups and downs.
Hmm.
uh,
I'm not proud of my mindset at the moment. So hopefully that'll change.
oh man, yeah, that sounds like fun though. Yeah, your pitch was amazing for the trilogy there. I especially love like the bit of like the study abroad stuff and everything, and just sort of like how the arc plays out and everything like that. I probably shouldn't be saying too much about this on the live stream, but yeah, reading reading Black Panther though sounds really fun. I had this so like when I was a kid when I was just getting into comics, I just read like whatever. I was just like I didn't care about continuity. I was just like this character looks cool. I'll read it. I used to have I just like yeah I bought like one of the first comics I bought actually was a Black Panther comic, so it was really cool getting into that and stuff. Just like exploring characters as a kid and just like finding some really cool characters and stuff that I really enjoy. Black Panther. It's really great to see more Black Panther content coming out and stuff like that. But I gotta read some more of his comics. 'Cause I'm sure there's a lot of great ones that I've missed out throughout the years.
Hmm. Oh yeah, I'm super excited to learn even more about it.
Oh,
It's funny too. As I'm like going through it, like I was like looking through videos and like some of the videos were like saying because I wanted to like be like specific on like what kind of powers that Black Panther has.
mhm.
And wait, hold on one second. I just
Oh.
noticed this Colton. Next thing you know, that Troy Baker will be voicing Godzilla. You know that wouldn't surprise me in the least. If they said like
Just have it right here.
what's this? You got me a cello? Was like, why'd you get me a cello? It's like, well, that's how we made Godzilla's right. Fuck that. Get me Troy Baker. Stat. Um,
Are these the Cho? That's interesting. I didn't realize that.
yeah, real quick, I'll get back to Black Panther in a minute. But originally for the roar for Godzilla that you hear in 1954, they were looking through like a whole bunch of like animal noises to see like what would be like best for like this new monster. Or and they're like I don't like these. Like the original like creators,
Right.
like I don't like any of these animal like noises. And like,
Screw these.
is there something that we can like come up with and like I don't know, give me experiment with instruments? I guess. So they got a cello and they got like those garden gloves. You see they're like pretty
Mm-hmm.
thick and they have like a weird gray color. So
Yeah.
they got like one of those. They covered it in pine oil and they put the glove up against the strings of the cello and they just brought it right down really slowly. So what you're hearing in the 1954 version of Godzilla is just an oily glove on a cello. And that's the roar. And
Oh,
they
that was
reused
amazing.
that roar over and over again for a while. And they changed it, but like I want to say that they kept like the cello part like for like the end of the roar, the noise
Huh.
that you hear at the roar. But in -1, they reused that sound footage from the original movie. So because it's supposed to be like a retelling of the 1954 movie. But yeah, that Godzilla's not an animal. He's an instrument.
He's an
So
instrument.
yep.
Oh man. Oh, that's that's interesting. I never knew that. That's really cool. Yeah, it's really just like cool, just like hearing where some of these like iconic sounds come from, just like some of the most random places, and it just like works so well. It's like, how do they think to do that? It's crazy. Like the freaking like the process of making that too. They're just like, just try something, man. Just go for it.
Hmm. Just throw some shit towards a dartboard and we'll see what sticks.
Oh man. Ah, that's so cool. Oh yes. What were you saying about Black Panther? Sorry to derail the
Oh
conversation
yeah, okay. No, no, thank you for reminding me. Because I've had a little a winky drink to drink. So yep, I'm gonna start forgetting things pretty fast. But almost every video that I found to like study on Black Panther as I'm like reading it, embarrassingly on Wikipedia, um, almost all of them are like, well, we don't really know what Black Panther's superpowers are. We know he's
Oh no.
strong. We know that his senses are enhanced, and we know that he can talk to his ancestors, like past Black Panthers. But we don't know what else he can do. It's never really been specified. I'm like, well, shit. What? Gotta give me something here. Is he a super soldier? He's like, yeah, kinda, kinda. He's like a magic super soldier. Well, how far does the magic go? I mean, it depends on your interpretation. Um. Oh, great. Yeah. Okay, dude. Of course, Troy Baker at some point is gonna voice Black Panther. Okay.
To this
It's
contract.
just inevitable. It's in his contract. He's gonna voice every single Marvel superhero. But
I
it's funny that you mentioned that because I actually learned that there was a white Black Panther, and like I forgot
really.
his name, but like he got T'Challa's blessing because he's like, hey, I gotta stop being Black Panther for a minute. It's like, oh, can I be Black Panther? And like T'Challa's like, yeah, okay, sure, go ahead until I come back. And
Yeah,
he's like,
amazing.
sweet, I'm Black Panther now.
Woo.
It's sort of, kinda.
Interesting. I didn't realize that actually. It's always a pain when there's like the ambiguity of the powers and stuff like that. I didn't even realize that was a problem. Problem actually. That's interesting. I guess like most of my experience right now, the new Avengers run by Jed McKay, who's amazing by the way. He's freaking this man's working his ass off, man. He's doing a Doctor Strange run. He's doing a Moon Knight run. What else is he doing? He's doing other stuff too. I think he's like running some sort of other event thing. I don't know, but yeah, he's doing Avengers run, and Black Panther is one of the members there. It's a smaller team. It's Captain Marvel, Iron Man, Sam Wilson, Captain America, Vision, Scarlet Witch. I don't know if I said four already, but four is there. And Black Panther, and yeah, that's sort of my experience with Black Panther right now. But I think the series is still running. I think there's a run of Black Panther going on right now. There's of course like Ultimate Black Panther, which is really cool because he didn't have an Ultimate comic, I don't believe, right? In the Ultimate universe, so that's pretty cool. Um, and everything, so that's cool. But I never realized there's like some discrepancy and everything, and like confusion of like, oh, right, different writers like, oh, well, he can do this, and like I don't know what he can do, but he's the powers are undefined, so it seems like it's pretty fairly important to nail down. Perhaps I'm not sure.
Yeah, I mean, like considering he's got like a god that actually talks to him, and he's like, "Oh, you know what? You can do this X superpower either for the rest of your life, or you can just do it for like 12 hours. So have fun.
Use those 12 hours wisely.
Yeah, have fun. Use wisely.
Good luck. You're gonna need it. Yeah. That sounds like fun though. Yeah, reading more Black Panther though. Yeah, I always love yeah, always love catching up on some characters and stuff like that. Researching. I'm actually researching a character right now, but I'm only watching videos on this character. It's kind of hard to research because he's not really had his own series or anything. So that's gonna be interesting.
Next thing, you Black Panther's next power is being gay, thanks to Disney execs. You know, they already killed off one Black Panther, and then they have a new Black Panthers, and it's kind of just free reign at this point. Who's to say that they won't kill off Shuri for specifically a gay Black Panther whose superpowers is, you guessed it, being gay? So
it's my favorite superpower.
Kathleen Kennedy got a hold of Black Panther, unfortunately.
Damn. Whoops. Who let her in here?
Making them gay. Sir or ma'am, we already made her a chick. Do you make it gay? Not yet. They killed the girl and made her gay.
Oh,
okay, I guess we're gonna have to go to Riri Williams then. Everyone's favorite Iron Man.
Oh man. Whew, man. Yeah, what was I gonna say? I don't know. What's this? Secretly. There we go. The secret origin unlocked. It's been found out.
He's secretly gonna be a gay stripper. You know, I mean, I think that would fit their quota.
There we go.
You know, that's his file of this is file. That's his style of fighting. Is just dance fighting. To where like T'Challa like acts more like a cat, like in martial arts. This one's gonna dance like a stripper, and that's how unpredictable they are. Like this Black Panther will take on Taskmaster, and Taskmaster is never taken up stripping, so he's gonna have a hard time. Oh god damn it! I forgot that they already have Taskmaster. It's not even Taskmaster.
Yeah, that's true. Man. Damn. Yeah.
I was gonna say Echo next, but they kind of like change up her powers too. So, well, fuck it.
It's going to be voiced by Lil Nas X. That'd be pretty cool, honestly. Though I'd be down for that. Give him a musical number, real quick.
I mean, they already did it in Hawkeye. They should turn the Avengers into a musical.
Black Panther musical? Come on. Get Lil Nas X in there. It'd be great.
It'll win the award of best costume for the Tonys.
Yeah, he is. Okay, sort of shifts changing gears. I know we talked about like favorite characters. Was that our first episode for the podcast? I think it was, wasn't it? Yeah.
Wait, which one?
It was the our favorite Marvel characters. Yeah, I think that was our first episode. It was one of our.
I don't think so.
Episodes. It was. Oh, okay.
It was definitely one of our earlier episodes, but I think our first one was just, oh hey, we talk about Marvel.
Yeah, Steven was there. That was cool. Where is the here? Let's see. The MCU so far. Okay. Heroes that inspire us was episode 3. That's close enough. But yeah, who are like your top, let's say top 5 or so favorite Marvel characters? Not just heroes specifically. You know, it could be anybody, but it could even be what's her name? Oh my god. Shoot, what's her name? The person, Aquafina from Shang-Chi. I forgot her character's name. We
Marvel's Katie.
That's it.
Yeah,
it could even be her. It could be her.
They specifically marketed that for the toy, Marvel's Katie.
Of course.
Because I can't wait to learn more. Yeah, I can't wait to see the Katie movie brought to you by Marvel Studios.
It's coming Phase 7. Phase 7 got it.
Yeah, she could shoot a bow and arrow from like 200 yards away at a dragon, at 2 dragons that are moving, and hit the bad dragon in the eye. I mean, if you know what bad dragon is, hush hush.
I mean, let's be honest. I feel like we could all do that, though. I mean, it's kind of cool, Katie, but I mean, we can do that. I can do that right now.
Yeah,
Show me a dragon.
yeah, yeah. Back to the bench warmer. Okay, everybody knows. Everybody can shoot an arrow that far. Okay.
Exactly. Hey, speaking of the podcast, we got the whole crew here. How's it going, Victor?
Yeah.
Um,
Dude, we were dying without you.
Yes.
I was so afraid. I was gonna start peeing my pants.
The gang's all here now. We're
uh,
saved. Oh yes. We were just. Oh, sorry.
I actually forgot it was podcasting. That was like the whole thing. There.
Yes. Made it just in time. Yeah, we're just talking about our favorites, our top 5 favorite Marvel characters. Yeah.
Uh, oh man, damn. Yeah, those are usually some epic rankings they have.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh man. So yeah.
Yeah, then those-
Sorry. Yeah, dude.
Oh no, it's okay. Sorry.
Okay. Yeah. Do you have your top 5 list or so, Mr. Hatter?
Yeah, I think I've done that. Like, I think that was actually something I did during coding class, which is like
Oh.
the strangest nerd flex.
I mean, that's the perfect time to do it. What else are you
That's
gonna do
like-
in that class?
You know, with HTML
Teacher!
and CSS.
In your coding class, your teacher, as your coding teacher, I want you to tell me your 5 favorite Marvel superheroes.
Yeah, it wasn't like it was something requested. It was just something I did with the whole
It
like,
should be
you
an
know, hey,
assignment.
do whatever you want, like in HTML and CSS, and like I decided instead of dividing characters by like gender or whatever for their listings of people on the list, I was just like, no, Marvel and DC.
Oh
Instead. And like just put like a list together on that basis instead. Where like the Marvel ones would be coded in red, and the DC ones would be coded in blue.
Yeah, color coding, very nice. Getting fancy on this here.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Oh yes. But yeah, Hatter, do you happen to have a list handy on you in your pocket perhaps somewhere, or in your hat perhaps even too?
I have it in my mind palace, so hopefully that'll work.
Yeah, that does the job.
I do have a top 3, I think, from the top of my head, but yeah, I'd have to think further. I guess for a top 10,
That's very
probably.
Oh damn, that's that's one. That's one good. Yeah, who do you got? We got in your list, Hatter?
I'd say okay. So obviously everybody's grown up with Spider-Man, so Spider-Man's definitely gotta be one of them.
I love how you developed like a love-hate relationship with Spider-Man now over,
Okay, so the thing is,
Sony, like right now.
Yep, you're heading in the right direction.
With the whole deal
Sony
of like,
helped me-
everyone loves Spider-Man only, like,
Yeah.
So everybody grew up with Spider-Man, and Sony made me hate Spider-Man. It's either they made me hate Spider-Man, or they just made me hate Sony even more. So I guess that works both ways. No, I just hate how they. It's not that they have control of Spider-Man; it's just how they use Spider-Man in their movies, and also make Spider-Man less Spider-Man movies. As we've already established last episode.
Spider-Man-less Spider-Man movies.
Yes.
Yeah, Spider-Man-less Spider movies. I can't wait to morb in the theater for Craven. I'm gonna morb so hard. Just you wait. I might even crave. Yeah, it could be that extreme.
Yeah, that could be
crave
the
all-
fun this time around. Everyone's gonna crave it.
I'm gonna crave.
I'm gonna crave it.
You're gonna craving it. Craving it all.
So I have Spider-Man, Captain America. I've already established I love Captain America now because of how they handled Cap in the movies. Deadpool. Yeah, everybody loves it. I know. It's funny to say. It's like, oh yeah, everybody loves Deadpool. But I actually liked Deadpool before it was cool because I was actually dressing up as Deadpool before it was the movies came out. So fuck you. Let's see.
That's
Other.
just how the cosplay realm works, Comic-Con, all that stuff.
It's true.
I'd say
Fan
Thor. I really like Thor. I like the way that Marvel Studios handled Thor until Thor: Love and Thunder.
Yeah.
And then because that's when it was after Ragnarok, I started reading about Thor. I'm like, okay, this isn't Thor.
Yeah.
I mean, the Infinity War Thor, is like, oh, that's pretty close to Thor.
That's good stuff. That's good stuff.
And then I saw Love and Thunder. I'm like, okay, so I'm not sure if you've seen the movie Hot Rod or not with Andy Samberg, but like there's a moment where he's like watching a movie that he made as a stuntman, and he thinks it's like super cool, but everyone's laughing at him, and like he's putting on like a fake smile to make it seem like he's enjoying it, but like the smile is just like starting to fade as it goes down lower because he realizes that everyone's laughing at him. That's kind of what I had when I watched Thor: Love and Thunder.
Yeah.
But I really like Thor in the comics and the Incredible Hulk. I grew up reading Hulk in middle school, and I really fell in love with the character until fucking Marvel Studios started going in the direction of Endgame. I mean, I didn't mind Endgame because I knew they were going off like the Professor Hulk, but then I saw what they did to him in She-Hulk. I'm like, God damn you guys. God, fuck
I
you.
don't know, I felt the opposite personally. Just like, because I like spoilers for my list, but yeah, Hulk is on there as well, and like,
I'm glad you found enjoyment where I found only pain.
because like for Endgame, I was like, wait a minute, where the hell did his other personality go? Did he just kill him and like darkly laugh about it? Like,
yeah,
and then
that annoyed the
that
hell
was
out of
when
me
they
because
exposed that, like,
yeah,
there
I
is
thought
part
that
of
was
that within him, and I was like, oh, thank God. Like,
no, I thought we were cheated of like a really good story, which I was hoping that they would go back and like make like I don't know, like maybe like a one shot, kind of like how they did with Werewolf by Night, to where it was like a short movie, like maybe
Oh,
maybe
no,
like
I don't think
50 minutes
I don't
of
think they're
like
even allowed to do that, like of like
Yeah, you're
creating
probably right,
like
actually.
one shot content. It's because like they even consulted on the Disney Plus shows of like, to Sony of like, hey, we want Spider-Man for briefly appearing in this show. Can we use him? No. Can we use him in this? No. Can we use him in this? No. It's just like a never-ending process. It's like the
first of all, it
shows,
expired
the
already.
shows count that
Uh-huh.
same way. Like, it doesn't matter whether it's a show or a one shot or a Marvel presentation or a Marvel spotlight. You can't use.
Man.
You can't use
Well, that's what I was saying. I'm
Hulk
pretty
right
sure that like the rights that Universal had over the Hulk expired last year. I'm more than certain
really?
that's what happened.
Yeah. There was a thing about that with both Hulk and Namor recently, where there's current like negotiations and struggles to get that back now that like the expiring range has reached. So yeah, we're heading there recently, but yeah, it's not there yet. Basically.
There's hope for the future.
But yeah, they're planning for it, and yeah, it's a whole bunch of complications just because of Marvel's financial decisions.
Just you wait. Universal's gonna like pull something petty.
Yeah.
It's like right before like the rights expire to where Marvel Studios can have it back. It's like,
We've
hey, look,
actually
we're
been
making a
planning a
Hulk
Hulk
movie.
movie.
Yeah,
All
exactly.
this time, we're ready. It's coming next
Yeah.
year.
We're ready. We planned production on it 5 minutes ago. And now it's
We were
releasing
we were
tomorrow.
making it for the last 5. We've been making it ever since Endgame. You know that movie really inspired us to look even deeper into the Hulk's character. So we decided to do an entirely different Hulk that's similar to yours.
And we're gonna make him stare at plants for 2 hours, I guess.
Here we go.
Yeah, because we can't. Because
It's the deep characterization that you guys weren't doing. Clearly.
Critics were very upset that we just had the Hulk looking at rocks for a couple minutes. So we're going to have him stare at plants because we think that's a really big improvement for the Hulk's character.
We had so much to it.
Really.
We'll have him look at dogs this time.
Ooh. I can get behind that. That sounds great. I'd watch that movie.
Yeah.
Just imagine like
Just Hulk
the Hulk.
cuddling with dogs.
Yeah, he's like one of those kids that like presses their faces like on a window and they're like holding their hands and he's just looking at puppies for like 2 hours.
Oh man. That's 2 hours with my wife.
Yeah. That'd be awesome.
Yeah, but yeah, those are some good choices. Yeah, I've really been getting into Thor more recently. I read the J. Michael Straczynski Thor run recently. That's amazing. Yeah, that's good choices.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
what about you, Victor? Who do you got on your list?
Number one would be Iron Man.
Oh, yes, yes.
That was my introduction to Marvel entirely. It was,
Oh,
Iron Man.
nice.
It was the start of everything in two ways, actually.
That's true. Two big
Actually,
ones.
no, three ways. So kind of fitting. It was, for one, the comic was specifically, I believe, even it was where he had the modular suit introduced.
Ooh, hey.
Which, very much established like his mainstream look for years to come when it came to
Yeah.
his
Oh,
armor
God.
designs. From there and on, which is pretty cool. It was a battle against the Mandarin,
Oh,
who,
classic.
is one of my favorite foes. Like,
Oh, yes.
I definitely geek out whenever the Mandarin returns on screen, in various ways. But as well as that, was Iron Man 1, the movie. Clearly an amazing introduction
Oh,
as
yes.
well.
So good. Still holds up.
Very classic.
Yeah.
And also, in TV was Avengers Earth's Mightiest Heroes. The first episode
Oh,
is literally about Iron Man.
that's right. I forgot about that actually. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I
That's good
managed
stuff.
to see that first before the others.
Hmm.
As the first episode of the series was basically a like solo Iron Man story rather than anything
Yeah.
about the Avengers at all. And all those at once was pretty a epic a start. And generally, I just fell in love with the character since of him just being this genius that outwits the bad guys on his problems, but also is just like extremely flawed in his life.
Yeah.
While seeming like he's got it all. Like, it's just such an amazing character dynamic of flawed heroism that I just like enjoy every Iron Man adventure to come. Just when you think that like they've tried down the well of how far tortured and redeeming Tony Stark can go, he just does it again, and
Oh.
just like an amazing way.
It's true. It
So
must
I
be nice.
definitely love that
Oh yeah, yeah. It
for
must be
sure.
nice too having like Iron Man like heavily linked up to X-Men right now as well. I'd imagine.
Yeah, that one definitely like drew me into this latest run as well. Like, they're speaking to what I'm doing right now. In a
Perfect
very interesting degree that
match
I did
made in heaven.
not expect them to go in of just like making him bigger as this arc, especially considering like the X Men definitely like feel like their own separate world
Yeah,
sometimes
yeah.
in ways of the Marvel universe. Like, they have their own aliens, they have their own superhumans. It's interesting when like relatively they were connected in certain respects when they started out, but it's separated over time. But
Oh yeah.
now we're going back to connection, most likely because they're about to be a thing in the movies.
Yeah. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
So, obviously they needed that. But the second of my favorites is the Hulk.
Oh yes,
Um,
yes.
like, I really just enjoy his adventures like all the time when it comes to what he brings to the table. Um, like, there's that element of tragedy, just like with Tony Stark, but also just like he has as like that inevitability against him as well. Like,
Mm-hmm.
unlike Tony Stark, where it feels like he could eventually fix his problem and get
It's
ahead,
true.
Hulk is just like a never-ending
Never-ending problem.
danger. Like, that never stops. He
Yeah.
is always the Hulk, and he chooses to either live with that danger or be swallowed up in it in such an amazing degree.
Oh yeah.
And it's also just the epic scale of it. Hulk is the strongest there is.
It's true. Strongest Avenger.
Yep.
Well, I mean, depends on movies or comics.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah. Depends on the day with him, but
Yeah.
he eventually proves it one way or another.
Proves it all,
Like,
yeah.
yeah. At the time you get to Immortal, can you really say any different?
Yeah, I
Like, when someone disputes it, just say, wait a few years. Hulk will be back to being the strongest one there is then,
Yeah.
Just be patient with him.
Oh yes.
But yeah, that's kind of a whole cool thing, at least from the raw power element. But like, yeah, there's a contrast of like the genius of Bruce Banner and the philosophy of how he processes his trauma and wrath, but also the Hulk as well, and raw strength and loneliness that
Yeah.
comes with his abilities. And when they work together too, it's also frightening seeing the rage and power in Banner, but also the vulnerabilities in Hulk in plenty of ways as well. Like I
Oh.
enjoy seeing that capacity there, like that element. The same thing with like a lot of interesting characters in the Marvel universe, including Spider-Man. Spider-Man would more be number three in my case.
Hey. Yeah. Yeah.
In that responsibility and vulnerability for him. Where he outwits his problems, but is also facing that same never-ending dread as the Hulk in some capacities too. In his case, his never end is not because of something that literally can't be stopped physically, but because the writers are keeping him forever in that same dread and
God.
misery.
Yeah.
In his case, he will never move out of that status in that way.
True. True.
But
True.
I still do like that. Like I want that to still be the case, even of people wanting like Peter Parker's happy life and everything. But like at the same time, like Spider-Man does make mistakes. He's the hero that makes them the most, but in a way that is relatable to the audience facing them every day as a progression as a hero.
Yeah.
And like that is a very interesting aspect of Spider-Man that he can sometimes outwit at his problems. He can sometimes outthink them, but he can sometimes fail at it horribly, or make a mistake in his social life beyond being a superhero that causes him great strength or great weakness in his life that can affect him horribly for years to come because he's the one with progression of his existence as a teenager to an adult and beyond. Like he's become all sorts of different heroes over time in terms of his overall capacity, and I hope he keeps going in that way because that is progression of what Spider-Man is
Yeah.
truly.
Oh, some good stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
Love that.
And he's pretty awesome here in that way.
Yeah.
They all are. Definitely enjoy. Yeah.
Yeah. That's a good one. I love it. Yeah. 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 Some really great Hulk stuff out there and everything. And Iron Man
Yeah.
too. Like it's been a pretty solid like as far as like runs right now. They seem to be going pretty
Yeah.
well. Yeah.
Last couple of years, I got poor Tony Stark and resurrected Invincible Hulk
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah.
with all the best aspects of every character. Because I definitely do love Tony Stark, where he's at his lowest and is inventing his way out of
Oh.
that low.
Yeah. It's good stuff. Very
The
resilient
best
characters there.
abilities.
Yeah.
And if there are some exceptions, I suppose, of Tony Stark Iron Man, he was at his richest place in that period of comics. It's still a very inventive book. It was basically Black Mirror, but with Iron Man. So
Hmm.
it was
That's
an
cool.
exception, but a good exception to my usual rule with Iron Man books.
Ooh. That sounds really cool. Oh
Yeah.
man. Yeah. I gotta read some more Iron Man. I've read the classic Iron Man. I've got like one of the
Yeah.
I've got the first Masterworks volume of Iron Man. And I was reading there's like the newer one, was it I Am Iron Man, I think? I read some of that. That was pretty cool. But
Hmm.
yeah, there's so many
Yeah, I
great.
believe that is the name now. Currently, is Iron Man was one
Mm-hmm.
of the latest.
Yeah, yeah, that
Um,
was pretty cool.
yeah,
Yeah, what a
which
classic Iron
classic
Man.
quote.
Yeah, oh yes, yes.
I am Iron Man.
Man.
Yep.
Oh yes, that was a killer list though. Yeah, I love those are some iconic characters and have so many great stories
Yep.
and everything. So yeah, it's good stuff.
Yeah. I know, like the reason I can't come up with a top 10 on the spot is because I have like so many
It's
different
yeah,
favorites that like
exactly.
change
Yeah, yeah,
in like their I guess ranked positions every day. But yeah, those are my general like top three. But
yeah.
yeah,
That's some good stuff. I
you
like
know, there's different like X-Men at different levels over time. Like like you got Beast, but occasionally he becomes a eugenics using mass murderer. Yeah.
Man.
Sometimes Wolverine dies again, but he'll be back soon.
He's coming. He always comes back.
Hate it when that happens.
Happens to me all the time.
Sometimes, like Jean Grey will die or, be mischaracterized in terms of how she'll be in terms of her previous arcs retrofitted. Sometimes Charles will be, sometimes Magneto will be. Sometimes Charles will look like Andrew Tate, and it's weird.
Oh,
What
Charles.
the hell, Charles?
Oh
Yeah.
man, I
And if we had done our love hate episode, years
there'd be
later
some
when
more
that
hate stuff.
happened, yeah, so let's just say, yeah.
No kidding.
Goodness.
Well, Charles, I hate you because you've chosen the worst look.
Oh man. Yeah, I gotta read the newer Jean Grey. I've been meaning to read that new Jean Grey
Yeah.
comic. It was just like 5 issues, or was it? I think it was 5 issues. I know it was like pretty short. That was pretty
Yeah,
cool.
because she was currently dead at the time. So
Yeah.
yeah, making a long series is just like, we know
Oh,
you're bringing her back.
is this the new
Yeah.
one to where they're just calling her Marvel Girl?
No, it was Marvel Girl. That was only because they literally brought back the version called Marvel Girl. They brought back the original 5 again.
Yeah.
Because they keep on doing that.
The
now.
original X-Men, or whatever it was called. Yeah.
Yeah, they call it the original 5 because there was originally 5 members. That was the original team. And yeah, that is like, it wasn't bringing back Marvel Girl on a permanent basis. It's just once again, or bring back our past selves because we screwed up and we need to remember why we were good people again. If you keep on having to do that and you have access to time travel, that's just like time travel privilege at its finest. Of just like, great, you guys get to do literal self-reflecting every single day, and yet still don't learn anything from that.
Nice job. Oh.
Mass Beast, I need to learn not to, cause mass genocide again.
Might be an important lesson. Oh man.
Keep on doing it for some reason. I need your help.
Oh man.
Also, I'll erase your memory so that way you turn into a furry later.
God damn it!
So you don't learn anything from this past Beast. Only I will, and then I will forget it.
Oh, beast. Oh, man. Yes.
Good one there with them.
Oh man, I gotta
Okay,
say
so Cyclops, don't war with the Avengers. Also, memory deleted.
like the freaking like calculators, like they have like memory and you can like do memory clear. I can just imagine like just that memory clear.
Yep. The complicated version, erase the memories of your past selves instead.
Oh man. Yeah, I'm not surprised. We all have like the same like we all have Spider-Man on our list. It's you probably can't. It's probably hard to find somebody that doesn't have Spider-Man on their list. Honestly, at this rate.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, I guess there is that, which I'm in conflict with that on occasion. Yeah.
Oh man, I mean, it's no surprise to see why though. Like he's just such a iconic character. I always think about like
Indeed.
the
Don't blame anyone.
yeah, we talked about this once. I think it was even the last live stream, but like I forget what comic it was. Oh my god. But like the whole like Cable, coming to the past and everything like that. And he's like, oh, all these guys, whatever.
Yeah.
And he's like, Spider-Man, oh my god, like I'm here, I just like gushing over Spider-Man and everything. Is just like even Cable's like number one. His favorite character is Spider-Man too. I mean, come on, everybody loves Spider-Man.
I mean, yeah, if even Cable loves him, like, yeah, that's telling. There's
Yeah.
something there.
I'd
But that is actually the unique factor of, like, yeah, recently that, yeah, he went back to the past and met himself and is now
Oh really?
like having a sort of buddy comedy with himself.
Oh, that sounds like
Me, Cable, and Cable.
Cable and Cable. Oh man, yeah, Cable's a cool character.
Yep.
Man, I wonder if we'll see him more in the movies. If he'll pop up somewhere, possibly.
Yeah.
Josh Brolin.
Not the Josh Brolin one.
Well, no, it's still following the Deadpool films of Deadpool 3,
So
so.
theoretically, yeah.
Well, what I understand is Josh Brolin doesn't want to play Cable anymore.
Oh really?
Oh, really?
Damn. I'll have to talk to him.
Weird.
Don't worry.
I could be wrong. Yeah, Chris, you're gonna have to talk to him about
I'll
that.
have a talk with him.
Oh, he's
But,
so cool,
Yeah, that is shocking. But yeah, I don't think it really interferes though. On like, I thought you were talking about like the Thanos route.
Oh,
of,
yeah,
like,
I was
you can't play him
yeah.
because he's also
It's different.
Thanos. And it's like, yeah, but that's kind of the whole thing with the multiverse is like different actors
Yeah,
for
yeah, that's
different
true,
people. And then there's that funny interaction of just like, oh hey, your voice is familiar.
Yeah, wait a second. where am I?
Hi, Earth. No, you're this guy.
Yeah. I mean, it's not like the first time that like two people have like played
Yeah.
the same character in continuity, like Gemma
Yeah, and then
Chan and
like they played that whole thing with
Yeah.
multiverse,
yeah.
double gangers and all that.
Yeah. Yeah, how many people? I wonder. Like, there's got to be like a list out there of like people that have like in the MCU that have played like two characters or whatever that are like completely different. Like Gemma Chan, she played that blue person
Yeah.
from Captain Marvel. I don't know. And then
Yeah, she was a sniper that worked
Yeah.
with Jan Rog.
Yeah.
That was.
Yeah,
But he always hated Carol. So, yeah. And then played Cersei.
yeah,
initially.
exactly. Yeah, I didn't even realize that was her at first until like a while as I
Yeah,
like, oh, wait.
Minerva.
Yeah, that's it.
Minerva, I
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the name.
Right. Yeah. So that's pretty cool. Then I guess Mahershala Ali is like what Cottonmouth or whatever. What was that guy's name in?
Yeah, he
Well,
was.
he was Cottonmouth, but they're also having him play Blade
yeah,
too.
Yeah, exactly. That's
Indeed.
interesting.
Yeah, it's happened before plenty of times, and very recently, Kahori in What If also plays a supporting character for Maya Lopez in Echo.
Wait, really?
Yeah, Bonnie.
Oh, what? Oh, I didn't know that. I was like, they gotta put her in the MCU. I was like, oh, well, they're okay. They're already there.
in a way.
Kind of.
Yeah, through voice acting, which is going to be interesting if they bring the character to live action.
That's true. Yeah. Yeah. That's cool though. I didn't realize that.
Yeah, that's pretty awesome.
Yeah, it's good stuff.
Yeah, people suspend their disbelief and it just goes on for normal, like as any show or movie.
Well, I'm gonna catch you guys later because my computer's about to die and I can't find my charger. But
It's been fun.
happy 2000 for Audio Anomaly.
Yes.
Oh yeah!
Can't believe we made
Happy
it.
2004.
Yeah, I'm
Happy
glad.
2K.
Yeah, I'm glad more people showed up. Let's shoot for 4,000 for next year. How
Or
about that?
maybe 1K. Let's lose 1,000. Okay, we can stand to lose. We'll wait.
Yep.
Oh.
Yeah, that's fun.
Oh.
Yeah, sorry I
Alrighty,
forgot
I'll-
about this till the last minute.
Oh no. It's fun.
You showed up, and that's it. That's the thought that counts.
Yeah.
But I'll catch you guys later. Have a good night
Oh,
and
you
have
too.
a
Thank you
happy
so much.
2000.
Thank you.
Happy
Thank you.
2000, man.
Woo. All right. Yeah, we should probably end it soon. I just realized it's already almost 10 o'clock. Oh, it's 10 o'clock. I'm not sure what time it is. You're an hour ahead of me, right? I think.
I think so, because it's 10:38. So,
Yeah.
well, slightly higher than 10, but
Yeah. Oh goodness. Yeah. Yeah. So thank you for joining us, Victor. It's really always awesome talking with you, and always having you here. It's truly an honor.
Yeah. Yep.
Um,
I got to secretly roast my own project.
Yes, that's true. That's always a fun time.
Yep.
Yeah. We have a few quick announcements before we end off. We've got
Oh, yes.
a preview for Avengers. It's chapter
Oh,
13. Yeah, so it's a bit of ways away in there, but it'll be okay. But yeah, we're doing a drop a dime, which is an update series we do every year, every March. I always add March. I say like drop a dime March 2024 or whatever, but I only do them in March, so I may as well just say drop a dime 2024, just leave it with the year. But the original plan was to do them like twice a year, but that didn't happen. So I'm just sticking with just got to stick with the naming scheme, I guess, and just keep on calling it March. Um, well, we're gonna hear the first full chapter, the introduction to Avengers and there. So in a few months you'll get to hear the introduction to Avengers 2. But for now we just got a little snippet. But yeah, we've got let's see here. We've got Jessica Jones, which is working in the process right now. We've received some lines. I think I'm not sure how many lines we have. We're getting there though. We've got a fair bit of lines in, which is exciting. Hopefully going to start production and editing that towards the end of February. It shouldn't take too long to edit that. It's only 38 pages, and there's not a lot of action. It's more of like, drama and stuff like that, and suspense and everything, and mystery, intrigue, all that goodness. It's gonna be very fun. Looking forward to that. Suelo, of course, did an amazing job writing it. We've got a new project actually that's coming up right after Avengers 2. It's going to be sort of like a spiritual sequel in a sense. It's not going to like necessarily like pick up exactly where the story leaves off, but definitely like sort of in the same realm of things going on there. And there's also like the end credit scene for Avengers 2 may or may not sort of set up some stuff like that. We've got Angela, written by Ethan, one of our Ethans. We have a few Ethans in the project. And yeah, very very excited for that. We're gonna roll right into that after I finish up Avengers. It's straight to Angela, so that'll be very cool. Very excited to release that. Yeah, it's gonna be very fun. A lot of cool stuff there. So we'll be talking about the plot a little more once it starts getting closer to time for that. I also forgot to mention too. We do have I mentioned this in our updates. We do updates on the community tabs if you want to keep up to date. That's a way to do it. But we've got like sort of like a somewhat of a prequel for Avengers 2 that will come up a week before Avengers 2 comes out. It's going to be Black Widow date night. It's not like directly leading into Avengers, but it's definitely something that'll be kind of like hit on in Avengers. So it's sort of like, I feel like it's sort of like a necessary piece. So I was like, I'll do that a week before. I'm pretty sure that'll still be the plan. I'm gonna get it done before Avengers because it's only like 10 pages compared to Avengers, which is 87 85 I think. So it's a little shorter. I have like I think like 40 pages edited of Avengers right now. I'm gonna edit some more tomorrow. So we're getting there.
Yep.
About halfway there, which is great. But we still got some time. Still got some stuff to work through. But we're getting there. It'll be there. I think that's all the announcements actually. Yeah. So we've got a few exciting projects coming up. We've got some secret projects, some stuff that's already written and that is being recorded right now. No, not right now, but is being written, or recorded. And then we have some other projects that are being written and some stuff that I'm researching right now. Also not right now, but that'll also play into the future too. So yeah, I got some fun stuff coming up.
Indeed.
Oh yes, all right.
Forward to the extraordinary.
Oh yes. All right. So let me see here real quick. I probably should have done this before. Is this? Oh, I see. This is okay. Can I? Okay, yeah, I thought that file would be too big. Okay, I'm going to convert this to an MP3 real quick so I can put this in. So you can hear it as well if you wish, Victor. But let's see. So I can put it on.
We'll probably play the tab then.
Oh, okay. Yes, that's what. All right. Okay, then I guess I'll just
Yeah.
play it on the stream then. All right. So without further ado, if I could switch the thumbnail back to. Oh, there's Avengers. Okay, I thought I lost it. All right, here it is. The the 13th chapter of Avengers. Here we go. Avengers 2, that is. Okay, here we go. Okay, and I'm gonna mute myself.
Elsewhere, another Avenger arrives at their own realm. Thor feels an icy chill around him. He bolts awake and finds himself in the land of his lingering dreams, Svartalfheim. He stands up and brushes the snow off his body.
How fortunate am I? Captain? Natasha?
He didn't expect to hear an answer. If they were here, they'd have likely taken refuge somewhere sheltered from the cold. The cave Loki saved Thor in all those decades ago. Thor realizes he isn't alone. He hears monstrous, deep breathing. He wheels around, kicking up snow, and points his hammer in front of him.
Banner?
Thor didn't know the odds of the stone choosing the same location for two people, but apparently it wasn't impossible. He was surprised to find the Hulk in his stead, however. The magic of the Norn stone must have been enough to change him. Hulk towers menacingly over Thor, shivering.
Hulk cold. Follow me, friend Hulk. Perhaps fortune will be on our side this day. Mayhaps our friends are here. Look ahead.
Hulk squints at the snow in front of them, footsteps leading directly to the cave. But were they Natasha's, Cap's, or someone else entirely? The two Avengers trudge through the heavy snow and head for the cave. Hulk ducks down into the dark opening, Thor wishing he had even a sliver of his brother's magic to light the way.
Too dark! Come now, Hulk. Don't tell me a fierce beast such as yourself is afraid of the dark and shadows.
Hulk not afraid of nothing!
Hello? 'Tis I, Thor Odinson. Show your face if you'll be a friend. If not, prepare to meet my hammer. Perhaps the cave's settling. Onward, Hulk!
Thor recognizes the green piercing eyes suddenly lighting up the cave one by one, a terrifying audience to their plight. The horde of undead elves rose again. This time, though, they had far more fierce adversaries.
For Bor's sake, not these bastards again! Have at thee!
Hulk smash boneheads!
Thor and Hulk head into the horde head first, Mjolnir slamming into undead elf after undead elf without stop. Hulk grabs a handful of attackers and crushes them to fine dust, grinning with satisfaction. How grand it felt to be so much more prepared and experienced, Thor thinks as he spins his hammer around, taking out 10 more elven skeletons. He's fought the Destroyer, the Midgard Serpent. This was nothing, especially with the aid of his lumbering green friend. Hulk found further satisfaction plucking the heads off the oncoming skeletons and chucking them full force at their comrades like some sort of demented game of bowling.
Dumb skeletons!
I don't know about thee, Hulk, but I'm beginning to bore of this. Shall I expedite the process?
Hulk said nothing, continuing to enjoy himself as he slams a skeleton that tried to climb up his arm into the cave wall. They were nothing more than petulant ants. Thor holds Mjolnir up and summons a bolt of lightning. His hammer becomes electrified, and he levies his energy at the remaining enemies. A strong bolt of lightning cuts through the elves like nothing, instantly turning them into piles of dust.
All too easy. Let's move on, Hulk. This appears to be a bust. Let's hope our team is having better luck than us.
Thor and Hulk continue on their way deeper into the cave, Thor knowing exactly where the branch back to Asgard was. They both relaxed a little, knowing no further threat lay ahead. Or so they thought. On Jotunheim, Loki watched the pair, amused but semi-disappointed the bony horde hadn't stopped them for more than a moment. They didn't live up to his prior encounter. An idea forms to correct this. Loki's smile grows sinister.
Oh, you didn't think it'd be that easy now, did you? Let me give you a surreal challenge.
At the magical snap of Loki's fingers, the skeletal remains sprung back to life. Instead of the army rising again as individuals of a unit, they formed up into something far more threatening. One by one, the shards collect into a massive bony elven titan, one that looked like it could give the Hulk a run for his money. The fallen elves' weapons melt down and harden into one spectacular axe, the Titan heaving it up.
Hulk? Was that you?
No.
What in hell's name is that? Oh, shit!
There we go. So that was chapter 13. Yes. So that of course was Elder Strolls as the narrator, very amazing. AJ Cruz as Thor himself. We've got Energetic Dre as Hulk. So amazing. I love like the shivering bit and everything. So fun. And then of course we have Steven Villanova as Loki. So there we go. Quite an incredible cast. Always so very grateful to be working with all of these incredible people. So many. This is probably our biggest cast yet for this audio drama. So I'm very much looking forward to it. I'm going to hop back into the chat. So there we go. yes. So yeah, finally, got Avengers rolling, Avengers 2 rolling. So it will definitely come out this year unless if something catastrophic happens and I lose all the files or something like that. So yeah, we're we're good to go for this year for Avengers 2 most likely. So there we go. That was it. So yeah, fun times. All right. Well, yes. Thank you once again, Victor, for joining us. It was a lot of fun. Always so glad to have you.
Bro.
Yes, and yes.
I enjoyed the preview as well.
Oh, thank you very much. Yes, and thank you everybody for 2,000 subscribers too. It's crazy, you know. Started off so small, and here we are. It's just so mind blowing. So thank you. All right. Well, I guess I will see you all next time. Thank you for joining the stream. Bye bye.
Bye.